What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, sir, you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, how you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday night. Want to welcome you to a brand new edition of the Ike Live Show. We got a special one for you tonight. And listen to me. Normally we stack these shows. We have 2, 3, 4, even 5 guests sometimes. Tonight, one single guest because he's that big of a guest. The one and only Gerald Swindle, the G-Man, joins us here on the show. Let me introduce the room real quick, and then we're gonna do a little rundown of the sponsors here. Pushing buttons for us, sitting on my right, approximately 11 feet away because of the social distancing still, is Brian the Carpenter. Brian, how you doing tonight?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Good. We were just talking. The Ike Live Show is like a lottery. Every night it's something different with a technical issue.
That's
like
a fact.
You spin the wheel, you never know what you're going to get.
Spin the wheel of bullshit.
Wheel of bullshit.
That's us.
Has been spun.
Yeah.
I like it. Also have the rest of the cast here with us tonight via this. What is this thing called?
Zoom.
Zoom. I thought that was a bait company.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
It's a bait company as well. We might be talking Zoom with Gerald tonight. Of course, the rest of the cast. My co-host, and it feels really weird because I don't feel his warm butt cheeks next to mine, Pete Glusick, the Dean. Pete, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Good to be here. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you. What's new and fresh with Pete?
Well, the newest, freshest thing is, man, pulled the trigger, placed the order out at the Basscat factory this week. So, yeah.
Way to go, Peter.
Congratulations.
Yep.
What do you mean? You went in there and shot the place up? What are you talking about?
I stole it.
All right.
Now, I placed the order. Going to get a new Cougar FTD and rigging it out. Hummingbirds all around and
nice.
Putting, because there's no more Evinrudes available, I'm going to be hanging a Yamaha on the back of that
Wow.
Well, Evinrude go out of business? What happened?
Yeah, it's
They
big
did.
news. They shut down their plant. They're not manufacturing E-Techs anymore.
Crazy.
But they're still in business, right? But they're just not making bass boat engines?
Pretty much. That's pretty much it. They're going to focus on different things.
That was
I guess
bad.
the virus slammed them in a bad way, and they were wrestling with some other issues, I guess.
That was
Those
bound
lower
to
units
happen.
had nothing to do with it, right?
I mean, honestly, don't you think that was bound to happen, Evinrude? It was the only outboard company in the game that did not make an effort to convert to four-stroke. That was bound to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, two-stroke's great, but it's on that side of the curve, you know?
And they bet otherwise. They bet that they could turn the market.
Right.
And say, because they had really advanced two-stroke technology that was doing things that were, amazing.
Right.
And,
So
they bet on it. They bet on it, but,
yeah.
It's the consumer spoke, man. The consumer says we want four-stroke, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't leave before they gave us those Transformer Optimus Prime looking engines, dude. I mean, I would have not seen that come. You know?
Hey, Mercury jumped on the bandwagon with that. You know, heck, they kind of look like the Evinrudes now. I was curious about the Yamahas, Mike. They didn't do that, man. They kept their styling true to the Yamaha brand. They didn't change.
Kept the styling true, and cosmetically not a lot there, but internally a lot of changes. And of course, you know, one of the big things Yamaha I love about Yamaha is shaving weight. Like every time they relaunched a motor, they shave weight out of it. And I like that. You know, that's good. Less weight
good.
hanging back there, the better. Also joining us, of course, we've got the one and only Dave Brodzik, a.k.a. Fathead, a.k.a. Worf, a.k.a. Stormtrooper. Joining us. Looks like he's in his lovely garden. Dave, how you doing?
All right, my man. How you, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I owe you something, Dave. I owe you pictures of my backyard so you could help Becky and I with some lighting ideas.
Yeah, so what I plan on, so for people listening, Mike got a pool put in his backyard, and he wants me to come over and help with the lighting. I'm going to bring some lights over, Mike. We can actually operate them on 9-volt batteries, and we can see what the spread looks like and what kind of air burn on that.
That'd be awesome. I appreciate it. We have no idea what we're doing.
The bass fishing world is on pins and needles waiting to see this. They've been waiting all week to hear about it.
That's right.
Please go on.
That's right.
And then we'll go to Brian's house with a flashlight. All right.
And finally, on the IMs tonight, of course, we've got Rizzo with us tonight. Hot off another win a few days ago back on the Chesapeake Bay. Riz, how you doing? Nice bag there, 24 pounds. That's giant.
Damn, Riz.
Yeah, doing great. Woo. Glad to be back on here again with the boys.
Nice. All right, so I need to ask you. I didn't get a chance. I've been really busy the last few days, but I had meant to text you. You don't have to tell me exact location or anything. Same area, general area. We caught them. Different area. What was the deal?
So, all right. So same area. We caught one.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
I know that spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's interesting. And Pete, I know this isn't Bash U. This is a different program, but it's so funny that in tournament fishing, it's so important to be on the side of the developing patterns, not the patterns going away. You know, it's so interesting to see that because Riz and I won a week ago, you know, and you say a week, well, that's not that long, it was 7 days ago, but that area was gone away. And I snuck down there with my Uncle Don on Wednesday for a few hours, and you could feel that spot gone away.
Right.
But areas that weren't really happening 7 days ago apparently started to heat up. So that's very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Riz, you're just on fire down there. Just 2 wins and just took Lunker today.
Wow.
You know, if this was Bash U, I wouldn't be putting up with these crappy deflective answers you're getting.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Guys are too good. They'll know.
It's been good, man. It really has.
They'll read our
How many
lips.
houses have you saved, Riz? How many houses have you sold in the last month? Spending all that time.
In the last month, none. But I've made a couple commission checks and tournament winnings. So
You probably sold more packs of Hubba Bubba than you have houses.
Hubba bubba. Let me remind everybody watching here. We've got a good one for you tonight. Gerald Swindle is going to join us. Also, let me keep you on the edge of your chair. We also might have a second guest, surprise guest, join us. I don't want to confirm that yet, so we're just going to kind of leave it dangling out there. This show, of course, is brought to you by amazing companies that help this thing run. And at the top of the list is Mystery Tackle Box. We're going to do a live unboxing tonight. Listen to me. It's like Christmas to your doorstep once a month. You got to give it a try. And Brian DeCarpenter,
Yes.
have a note on here.
Uh-oh.
Father's Day is coming up. Pete Glusick, can you think of a better Father's Day gift than a Mystery Tackle Box? It would make a great Father's Day present, wouldn't it?
A combination Bash University TV subscription.
Wow.
And Mystery Tackle Box subscription.
Wow. A
What could
double
be
double.
better?
Yeah, speaking of BU, Pete, what do we got cooking over there?
we got we always got something cooking over at Bash U, right? And right now we're still doing, it's top water time. It's top water around the country. Annual subscribers get some free Berkeley Chapo and other top water baits, and it's still 50 days free. Come on over and check out bashu.tv. By the way, Mike, and maybe we can talk about it tonight, but this past week we just dropped Gerald Swindle's junk fishing seminar on Bash U TV.
Yeah.
And it is worth applause for you guys that, are not on a solid pattern. If you're not feeling confident when you're fishing, man, it's a must see, Mike. He's very cerebral fisherman.
Yeah. Well, he's one of the best junk fishermen out there for sure. That's a must see. And once again, if you're looking for a Father's Day present, Mystery Tackle Box BU subscription. Great combination there. Also brought to you by TH Marine. We're going to be talking about a couple products tonight, including Wave Away, which is a great screen cleaner for keeping up all your electronics clean. We're going to be talking about G-Juice, too. We're going to have Gerald on the phone. We might as well corner him about G-Juice a little bit. Dr. Squatch, with everything going on, what a great time to have a great soap. Liquid Mayhem, Scent's Important. Flambeau, maker of great tackle storage systems. And, of course, they use Z-Rust technology to keep them hooks clean. Tackle Warehouse, everybody I know shops there. I got to just be honest with you. Hobie, they're the makers of the Cadillac of kayaks. I mean, if you're still kayak fishing and you're not using a pedal drive, come on, man. Come on. Right? It's 2020, isn't it, Bri? What year is it?
Yeah, grow up.
Grow up. Torquedo, man, I got to spend some time in the Coleman Crawdad this week with my son Vegas, and amazed every time I get in his boat about the power of the Torquedo. Give it a look. Go to torquedo.com. It's a real good one. Founder's Beer. We're going to be drinking a few different ones tonight, Brian. Of course, we like to start with a nice, solid drinking beer, right?
Yeah.
We were drinking the Pilsner the last couple weeks. Tonight, we're back at Solid Gold, very solid beer.
Yeah, and if you want, I brought a Masagave, that Masagave grapefruit. I bought a couple 4-packs, and I planned on bringing one out, but I only have one left, and a tremendous hangover from last night's work. So.
And the hangover, yes.
Dude, I crave that beer. It's that damn good. So
it is that good.
I love it.
And also, let me remind you, as an Ike Live fan, you are going to get tons and tons. Oh, come over here. You want to sit down for a while? Tons and tons and tons of discounts and promotions. If you go to IkeLive.com, look for the promo code, and it's easy. You ready? Ike Live. And that's the promo code for all of the great sponsors of Ike Live Show. Let me remind you, if you're watching over on Facebook right now, if you're watching over on Facebook Live, you have a chance to win the world-renowned and heavy Ike Live gift bag. All you have to do if you're watching over on Facebook, like and share the feed, and at the end of the show, Mr. Rizzo is going to pick a name at random to win this bag. It's loaded with all the sponsored products, MTB, Flambeau, everything's in there. Liquid Mayhem, it's all in there. And it weighs, what would you call that, Beck? About 22 pounds?
Oh, so heavy.
At least 20 pounds. So if you're over at Facebook, please like and share. Also want to remind you, we want to hear from you. As this show goes on, please, if you have a question, a comment, if you have anything, hit us up on the IM. Also, you can hit us on our social media at Ike Live Show, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll look over there every once in a while. I want to introduce a member of Ike Live who shows up every once in a while to say hello. The one and only Miss Rebecca. Miss Rebecca, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Okay, why are you here? Is everything okay?
Brian said, when are you coming?
Oh, okay.
And I didn't put the kids to bed yet, and they were watching, like, Discovery Channel or something not totally mind-numbing, so.
I like it. All right, I got to, first of all.
Why are you here? I love that.
Yeah, why are you here?
Hi, Beck. Why are you here?
What's wrong?
Beck's a member of Ike Live.
She's
why
a member
are you
of Ike
here?
Live. She's an original member.
Don't you have a cake to be baking or something?
I actually wanted to go make matcha cookies, matcha amaretto cookies, but
matcha, Dave.
said I'm here.
How about that, matcha?
They're green matcha.
Who are you wearing tonight, by the way?
Quarantees makes these fabulous sweatpants.
Quarantees is the name of the company?
Yeah, They're
Okay.
a New Jersey company, and I guess they jumped on the bandwagon. Quarantees. I don't know. I thought they were cool tie-dye sweats.
I like them. They look very comfy.
Thanks.
Okay.
The message board wants you to put your feet back up in the air, Beck.
Put your feet back up.
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
But you know there's at least one.
Dirt balls.
This is
Brian, Becky ain't the message board, dude.
I put 1 foot. 1 foot. I didn't birth any children. Like, I didn't,
He wants to see the feet, that's all.
Yeah, let's put them up.
all right.
Put them on the glass.
This is really good timing, Beck, because the next thing I had on my notes here was I had a reminder about the Ike Foundation Celebrity Pro-Am June 20th, Saturday, June 20th.
Yes.
Spots still available. People are jonesing. People want to fish tournaments. Things are opening up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we got spots left. Talk a little bit about it.
We
What
do.
got?
Usually the weekends are crazy. I haven't checked in with the team, but last I'd heard, as of Friday, we still had spots left. So if you go on the website and there's still spots, I would hurry up and grab them. Because I know that BFL that was supposed to happen the same weekend is no longer happening. So
Shout out to Bill Taylor.
I anticipate.
Hey,
sellout.
Brian will object to that, Mike. Brian will insist that he caused that to not happen.
Oh, shout out to Brian the Carpenter.
Oh, I mean, hey.
Did you
group
clear
effort.
out a bunch of your aggressive messages
Maybe.
or not?
I love
Brian,
So
like,
anyways, June
Brian rallied
20th,
the
we are still on. So as everyone knows, because of the times and the rules and everything else, we still are able to have our tournament. We just have to do it a little differently this year.
Yep.
So there's only 2 people allowed on each boat. We can't do pros this year because we can't just randomly pair up
Right.
a pro and a person on
Right.
the boat.
I
We
heard.
won't-
I heard Johnny Cruz was coming.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know why these pros think they're coming because I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, maybe they got emails from your employees saying, "Are you
That,
coming?"
no, that said don't come. It said we're not doing the pros.
Okay.
now Becky, true or false that the girls from the Ike Foundation are gonna have a kissing booth? Is that?
Yeah, that's totally going to happen.
Oh, nice. I like the sound of that.
With masks on, right? Of course.
Yes.
I like to say that. Well, here, it's definitely a different type of tournament for
Yeah.
sure,
Let's
right?
go back
there,
to that
there,
real quick.
there are some things that are not going to be the same as in years past. But here's one thing that hasn't changed, and this is a big one. I want everybody to listen to this. For local tournaments, Bri, agree with me on this one.
Well, it
In the
depends what you're gonna say.
Northeast, especially.
Yeah.
It's unheard of to fish an event for a $300 entry and have a shot to win a fully rigged, brand new Bass Cat Margay with a Yamaha 150 on it. It's unheard of. That's got to be a $30,000 boat and motor package.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
$30,000 first place prize in a tournament in the Northeast. It's unheard of.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
For a
It's awesome.
$300 entry.
$300
It's
entry.
not bad.
Yeah.
Not since Lee Bailey was in town.
Right. That's in Lee Bailey and Foxwoods. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's last time. I got a question.
I have answers.
Is there an age requirement for participants?
Yeah.
In other words,
Is Pete too old?
Yeah, well, if you're under the age of 18, you have to be on the boat with like a legal guardian or parent, and they're signing the waiver with you. But you can't just like 2 under 18s can't sign up and fish.
gotcha.
Well,
Pete's going to be out there on like a space bubble on his new Panther boat or whatever.
Who, Vegas?
No, Pete's going to be out there with a bubble in it.
Pete tight.
Like
Right,
a rubber
right.
bubble, and he just like runs,
You wanna-
and
you
it's
wanna
a
make- you wanna
it's
make
a
it-
bubble that goes across the water. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pete just trying to be COVID secure. That's all. He hasn't
That's
left
right.
his house since it started. Look at him.
Pete
I am
Bubble.
I am being COVID secure, which is why I'd like to fish with somebody that's in my bubble. My son wants to fish the tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then
good,
you
man.
guys can for sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you can count me in.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh,
I
Riz,
thought-
that's a big competition, Riz.
Yeah. I thought the dean wasn't allowed, but I guess we made exceptions. I mean, I'm ready to step it up here.
Ambassador Shelley agreed.
You know what I think is going to be interesting? That majority of people are going to come out of quarantine a little on the thicker, fluffier
Oh,
side.
yeah, me included.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely partaken in a few too many cocktails and carb-induced comas.
Look at Dave. Look at Dave.
problem.
He's drunk from whiskey again. This is like
Dude,
30
listen
nights
to
in a
me.
row.
No, I think there might have been 2 nights of
But my point is, the one person who's going to come out svelter and slimmer is Pete Gluszek. Like, June 20th, he's going to show up at this tournament, and we're all going to be like, Pete, who? Who are you?
All right, let me go through and describe the whole. This is going to be the day of Pete coming to the Ike Foundation tournament. It's going to be about 3:30 a.m. Pete's going to wake Jake up, put him in the truck, and they're going to stop at Pete's favorite Wawa to get coffee and breakfast. They're going to head across the bridge. They're going to go down. They're going to get to Anchor Marine, and they're going to get in Pete's favorite lineup spot right before, and they're going to take the tow straps off. Then when they launch and their boat number's called, they're going to stop at Pete's Island to see if the spawners are in there real quick. After that, they're going to run to the back channel and fish in Pete's silt with Pete's worm, using Pete's knot to try to catch Pete's bass.
Is that a soliloquy? Is that a soliloquy?
I did a really good job branding all that stuff, man. That's awesome.
You own it all, bro.
That's amazing.
I got a side pot. Who's going to be later to the ramp that morning, Pete or the Cowans?
I would say the Cowans.
The Cowans.
My money's on the Cowans.
The Cowans. Pete,
Yeah.
who do you think you are?
Haiku, Mike. That's what it was. That was a haiku.
I'm the
Soliloquy was haiku. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A studio.
Dave,
Fine,
are you
making
synapsing a little slow?
No, I'm just whatever. Listen, Brian, make the announcement. Tell everybody what they're in for. Brian, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Tell everybody what they're in for. Me and you.
Yeah. Me and Braz are going to fish it out of the Ike Live boat. Yeah, we're going to completely embarrass ourselves. Everybody's in bass boats.
But hold on a second. Hold on.
You're not going to embarrass yourself.
I won't say it, but I like your chances, dude.
That's right.
Think about this. Riz, how many tournaments a week are going out of Anchor right now? A
All
lot
I
of
can
them.
tell you right now is there
I
is
won't say nothing.
a lot of big bass swimming around right there at the ramp.
And if we don't have them by 12 o'clock,
We're
the
going.
first ones at the Naughty Goose.
Right to the Naughty Goose.
Damn right.
There you go.
So we can't lose.
Naughty Goose open
great
for
strategy.
business today.
We're going to first do something to
They
get
were
ourselves
packed.
disqualified so we have an excuse.
Yeah.
Riz,
Start
did
a
you say
fight.
Naughty Goose is open?
Naughty Goose was open today. People sitting at tables.
Wow.
No.
Oh, on the
Server.
porch. I heard that they were going to be able to open the outside porch area.
It felt like a summertime typical Chesapeake day down there.
Wow.
Wow.
I was Candy Ass Maryland open, but we're not. Oh, my God.
Never mind.
Yep.
You know what? But if Dave and Brian, you guys come back early, the foundation ladies are probably going to be at the Naughty Goose drinking because we don't have a fun fest to put on. Like, I don't know what we're
true.
going to do all day.
Oh,
Intoxication.
this is going to be a great
Becky, I
way.
was telling Brian,
Yes.
Becky, I was telling Brian this would have been a great opportunity to test out the dunk tank.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're so doing that next year.
We're doing that next year. Things get back to normal. We'll do it. We have to.
Well, that guy's COVID clean. He's got the mask on.
Who? What?
I don't know. All right, Riz. I
Shut
want
up.
you to jump in because I know you fished the Derby and you have a very interesting story.
Tell us about your day.
I do want to hear about it because it definitely falls in line with a motto that I have. So I do want to hear about this. Very interesting.
Yeah.
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 So I put the boat in this morning. Okay, so let me start back at the beginning. I joined 5 Alive Bassmasters this year so that I could have more outlets to compete. Now that we're starting back up, they have a lot of tournaments, so it seemed like a good move.
My name?
Dropped the boat in this morning at 6 a.m. and as I was going down the ramp, I guess I had the motor tilted at a weird angle, and I trimmed up. And when I was trimming up, a copper fitting broke on my hydraulic steering line. When I got down to the water, started the boat, I turned the wheel, and it was just loose.
Yeah.
And I know the feeling. I
Oh,
turned
yeah.
around, all the oil, and So as boat numbers are getting caught out, everybody's going. I'm putting the boat back on the trailer with a trolling motor. And I got the boat back on the trailer, and I was feeling, honestly, like sick to my stomach at that point because I really have just gotten my boat back. I'm coming off a almost 25-pound wind on Friday, and I'm putting the boat back on the trailer because I just blew my hydraulic steering line. And so I went from sick to really feeling downright depressed to feeling angry and then to feeling motivated. And so at about 6:15, I started calling everywhere in that area of Maryland that I could think that might be able to help me get out of this jam. I called CETO, I called Boat US, I called Mobile Marine Services. I tried calling auto parts stores, towing yards, anything that I thought that might be able to come out and help me get this line fixed. And eventually, to no avail after all that, I said, all right, I'm going to try calling my boat mechanic at 6:20 in the morning. I didn't want to wake him up. He busts his ass all week. He was at the shop until 10 o'clock at night all week this week getting my boat ready. But I called Matt from South Jersey Boatworks 6:20. He answers. Say, Matt, sorry to wake you up, but I'm dead in the water, man. My hydraulic steering just broke. What do I got to do? So he sent me a list of all the things that I needed, the tools, the parts, all the item numbers. So I went from Walmart I went to Walmart to get the tools. I went to Lowe's to get a part. And then I went to Anchor Marine to get a steering line. And everybody kind of kicked in to help me. And by 9 a.m., I was back. I reassembled my hydraulic steering line, had hydraulic steering fluid all over the boat, all over me. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got it on there. And by 9:30, I was out on the grass flat, and I managed to catch 17 and a half pounds and a 6-pounder to sneak into a check in the first tournament with the 5 Alive Bassmasters.
Wow.
And it took all day to get the 5 bites, but on the 5th one, I was excited to say the least, and it was really a never give up kind of moment.
Did you say never give up or let's go?
I just screamed, yeah, really loud. And then, I said, never give up to the camera, because I had the GoPro running this time. But, weighing in 22 with you, Mike, and then, 24 on Friday, honestly, I'm more proud of this 17-pound bag today because of the circumstances than anything else. So that's how
keep your head in the game, Riz.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
That's how the day went. It was just like you said last week, Mike. It's like highs and lows, peaks and valleys, and I mean,
yeah.
I went from feeling as low as I could be feeling about fishing this morning at 6 a.m. to, my second bite of the day was a 6-pounder when I got out to the grass, and
Damn.
that's all she wrote.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So the best part for me would have been to just watch Italians use tools. That never stops amusing me, man.
Me too, Dave.
I know, dude.
I got it done though, Dave.
Yeah, you did.
I got my adjustable wrenches, and there was hydraulic fluid spewing every direction.
Oh, my God.
That's
I had my hydraulic steering go out on me. Mike, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but I had my steering go out going 70 on Kentucky Lake, and is the crate. I'm running down the lake. I'm about 40 miles down the lake on a 60-mile boat ride, and then just like you said, the steering wheel gets loose, and I'm trying to keep it straight, but the boat keeps going right, and then it's completely out of control. I did a 360, and it dropped me dead in the middle of Kentucky Lake with I had a leak in my power steering. One of my bolts came undone, and this is Riz using tools is kind of like me using tools. And I called my my dealer, and they were able to. I used 2-stroke oil, and I bled my steering system with 2-stroke oil, and fixed my hydraulic steering out in the middle of the lake.
Damn.
Wow, MacGyver shit.
Yeah.
You stole it. Yeah.
it's amazing what you can do when you got no choice, or you give yourself.
You had a
no
choice.
What's that?
You had a choice.
Brian would have went home and went to the diner.
Damn right. I love breakfast.
Yeah, I was that
Pork
close. I was
roll.
that close to doing that, and I stopped in the middle of the road in my truck, and I was like, "Fuck this! Like, no, I'm not going out like this."
I know. I got one of that. I got a couple texts this morning.
Yeah.
From you.
Yeah.
I said,
Not going
That's
out
awesome.
like this.
What a great story, Riz. That's awesome. I love it. It's tournament fishing. I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to have these things happen. You got to work through them, or you know, what's the alternative? And here's the great thing too that came out of the story. Now we have. I can sort of imagine Riz as he gets to the next level and eventually goes pro in the next, say, 4 or 5 years or whatever. We've got a name, and it's Riz. You're going to just keep it Riz, but it's RIZZ, correct?
Are we going with two Z's or one Z,
One Z.
Riz?
No, we're going with two. It's RIZZ.
I got to change the damn thing.
Listen, it's
I've always done one Z.
No, it's two because I noticed when Riz does the Instagram thing, it's RIZZ. So it's Riz.
Can we ask him? Can he answer?
Well, hold on. I want to tell him his tagline.
I want to hear it.
Yeah. Shut up. Riz, and then in quotes below his name, yeah.
Yeah. It is Tuesday.
Wow, you guys are really good at this. Is it two Z's or one Z,
This
Riz?
is branding at its best.
I think
got
it's
two.
2 Z's.
Huh?
I think it's 2. Just because that's how it happened on Instagram.
I've been doing it wrong.
Not real. It's not up there. So
But hold on, my last name's abbreviated with 1 Z. Do I have to be like Riz? Like, yeah?
Wait a minute. That just gave me another idea, Dave. So your logo is going to have a bee buzzing around it. Riz.
Riz.
It'll be like a little bumblebee.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Encircling, yeah.
Even though better, like when you get in trouble for being out all night, like come home 3:30. Where were you? I was out with Riz.
that was us at the Classic, Dave.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I love it. Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Freddie and Kay at Anchor Marina.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
Everybody knows Freddie and Kay.
Yeah.
And Edward and his son.
Scissorhand.
Edward and his son Brian. What did I say his name was?
Scissorhand.
Well, okay. Edward at the shop and his son took care of me and got me fixed up, helped me out. So big shout out to them. Great people. Anchor Marine. Check them out.
Yes.
Yeah, you pretty much can't be Edward without being Scissorhand. Like you can't be Ed. You know what I mean?
Edward and Riley. His son's name is Riley. Big shout outs to those guys. Appreciate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read
And yeah, just to go back one more step about this event. Yeah, thank you to the guys running BFL for not stepping on the event. I know they were contemplating it, and so appreciate them not doing that.
Yeah.
Brian attacked him on social media.
Allegedly.
I don't want to say it on the air, but Becky, did Brian tell you what his T-shirt idea was?
Yes. I very much am thankful. That
I almost
he's
wish it
not
happened
wearing
just for that.
No one would have signed up for the tournament after that.
I almost wish it happened just so I could have one of those T-shirts.
By the way, we got Zog, the intern, on the message board, and he said he'll volunteer to sit in the dunk tank all day long.
Oh, Zog.
Wow.
I mean, I would
Tells you
definitely
I don't even know.
I got to tell you, I'd probably be first, second, and third in line.
to dunk Zog.
No.
Oh no, not me.
That's awesome. Zog, how you doing? Shout out to Zog. Hope you're doing okay.
Shout out to Zog.
Dave, on
Does
the
Zog
message
have
board.
1 G or 2 G's?
Zog.
1 G.
It's one. It's 100% one.
1 G.
Does it start with 2 Z's or 1 Z?
1 Z.
Super
Zog.
easy.
The Buck Stronghold Gentleman Bronco
Hold on.
said that Dave, after the stash has been shaved, looks like a poor man's Paul Rudd.
Dang.
Poor man's Paul Rudd.
Oh, no, I'll
Stronghold
take that.
firing off early.
I'll
Wow.
take that. Paul Rudd's a handsome guy. I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good, man.
I don't see it.
Paul Rudd.
All right.
Is Paul Rudd Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Ant-Man. Definitely.
Paul
That's
Rudd's
cool.
awesome.
Go with Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's a good actor. He's a good actor. I like Paul Rudd.
He plays that
Paul
unassuming
Rudd.
guy well. The best
All
one
right.
was when he was with Stifler in that movie.
All right, listen to me. Everybody watching, in just a second here, we're going to get Mr. Gerald Swindle on the phone, G-Man. Very, very anxious to talk to G. I haven't talked to him in a while.
On the Zoom.
It's going to be great. Before we get into the show, though, I want to do this. We always do it before every show. I want to take a second and thank our military, men and women, active military veterans. Thank you for what you do. Also want to thank police, firemen, EMT, doctors. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, we're good. Just tell Becky to text Lulu.
Oh, okay. We're going to get a text sent here in a second, and we're going to be all set to go. Let me also remind you once again, real quick, that if you're watching over on Facebook, right before G comes on here, take a second, like and share the feed, or share the feed, and you'll be entered in a chance to win this Ike Life gift bag. Also, later in the show, we're going to be doing some questions on the IM, and I think we're going to pick one of the really good questions or comments that comes through, and you'll also be winning something. Who knows what, Beck, but they'll win something, a mystery tackle box or
all kinds of stuff.
Something or other.
We'll find something.
We'll find something for him.
Even your cheeks are red.
My cheeks are red because you did the mask on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did the mask.
What?
I made the whole family do
we did a mud
a
mask.
clay mask.
Was it clay?
Clay.
I thought it was mud.
Yeah. No, clay.
Yeah, mud.
It was clay and apple cider vinegar, and you mix it all up, so it's this mishmash. But the four of us are very red cheeked.
Yeah, it said that in the directions.
Yeah.
Mike, was this your first facial or nah? All right.
No.
So apple cider vinegar actually gets rid of warts if you apply it constantly every day, a couple times a day.
Okay.
Thanks for
Does
that.
that really work, though?
Good to know.
You don't get to rub it on your face and ask me if it works if you get rid of warts, dude.
It's
Come
one
on.
of them old wives' tales.
Yeah, I don't take any
works.
advice from Dave. So let's get to
Copper penny, and some.
And
Dude.
All right.
How many
so we're going to
people-
take a break?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a really quick break. Listen to me. Hang in there. You don't want to miss this. When we come back, the one and only Gerald Swindle.
4.5-inch drop shot worm. Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J. Give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Now for the show.
4.5-inch.
Very lucky.
Nice for him to let you do it. Whatever he does to that boat, I mean, he touches it, it breaks, you know?
Peter.
Peter, shut the hell up.
Jeez.
Hello?
Oh, sorry. There you are.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday night. I know we are. In just a second, we're going to have the one and only G-Man, Gerald Swindle, on. Can't wait to talk to him, see what he's been up to. Of course, I got to find out if he's getting ready for the season. You think he's excited? Bass is starting up in just a little bit. MLF is starting up a little bit. I think people are getting excited. Pete, what do you think? Let me throw it to you.
I think Pete's mad at me.
Tournaments getting ready to turn back on. Of course, we had a Toyota series just got over yesterday. What do you think about all this? Is it? Are we ready? Is this the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think there's a lot of excitement to address that part of it, you know, and, people are wanting it. I don't know if you knew, but we kind of got the word that the elites are going to be broadcast on ESPN2. The entire tournament, the live, is supposed to have two blocks on ESPN2 in the morning and afternoon block. So I'm interested to see how that goes off. You know, people are wanting sports so bad. Everybody's wanting something to watch. I know I'm excited. I can't wait till the live shows come back. You know.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good news over there. I like it.
And you see craziness going on out in the world. Like, when's the last time there was a 100-boat tournament on the Chesapeake? You know, you guys fished one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's this year. That tournament doesn't draw 100 boats.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
So there's excitement in the air, man.
Yeah,
it's ready to break loose.
People are jonesing. People are excited, and I'm excited right now, sitting on the couch, getting ready to talk to our next guest. Joining us now, I don't know where he's at because all I just see is a black shadowy figure. He might be at the beach. He could be on a different planet. I don't know. I can't really tell with the silhouette right there. But joining us via Zoom, the one and only Gerald Swindle. Everybody. Woo! G. Hello. Hi.
We got the mute button on.
Ah! I hear you. How you doing, G?
You're muted, G. I ain't muted him.
Huh?
It ain't me.
Oh, I heard him for a second, and then I didn't.
No, I think it was Riz.
Oh, was that Riz? Oh, Riz, you sounded like G.
How y'all doing? I'm gonna tell you, I'm about tired of this.
That didn't sound like G whatsoever.
G, it's the button that has the microphone.
These are Brian issues happening right now.
They got nothing to do with me. Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
There you have it.
This is a great
Gerald
show.
Swindle, everybody. There you have it.
We didn't even get to talk about his tank top.
I know.
I like it. All right. Well, while we're waiting to get the audio issue with G figured out, there is an excitement, Pete. We'll go back to what we're talking about. There's an excitement right now about the league starting back up.
They're straighter.
I think everybody's ready for it. Well, it's like a party house there. Wow. I wish we were there.
We
not
just
here.
get to look at everybody.
Yeah.
But we don't get to partake
That's
in the fun.
kind of cool.
I like it. What's going on?
This is the first time in a long time, Brian. I can't blame it on you.
Probably is.
Well, don't speak too soon.
It's probably Brian.
Probably is.
It's on his end. We're going to get this figured out in a second here. While we're doing that, let me go ahead and talk about, this is a good time, this is an interlude here. And Gerald's a TH guy, so let's talk about this product. And this is one that flies under the radar a lot, okay? This is one that flies under the radar. Because, of course, TH Marine's got all that sexy stuff. You know what I mean? They got, jack plates and lights, and they got G-Juice and prop nuts, and they got all this really cool, fancy stuff. And a lot of times, the most simple product gets lost in the mix. And this is a really cool one that I keep in my boat all the time. In fact, I went down and grabbed it out of my boat before the show. This is called Wave Away. just basically it's a little spray that is a cleaning spray that I use constantly on my graphs, my sonar. I use it on my hydrowave. I use it on my console just to clean my gauges on my console. But it's great. It comes in a little pump spray bottle. I keep it right in the middle of the console. And especially before the tournament starts, I make sure to clean all my graphs with this. Listen, if you're like the rest of the world and you're spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a piece on graphs, please take care of them things. Try this TH product. It's really good. It's called Wave Away. Great screen cleaner. Pretty unbelievable. Definitely better than the Professor's screen cleaner. You remember that?
Yeah.
Pete, you remember the Professor's screen cleaner?
The Bass Professor.
The Bass Professor. The funny thing, Pete, is I honestly think he got like over-the-counter like Windex and just repackaged it. Do you get the feeling he did that?
I wouldn't put it past him. It's not a bad idea, man. Buy bulk at BJ's and repackage it.
I don't know. I have a feeling he may have repackaged Windex,
Yep.
but shout out to the Professor. Shout out to the Professor.
These guys.
We're coming. If you're watching right now, we're trying to get some audio issues fixed, but we're coming live from the gym, and Gerald's actually bench pressing Wesley right now.
That's right.
Give me.
Wesley, if he'd quit eating so much.
Oh, right there is when the audio came back. Of course. Gerald, how you doing?
Great.
I'm good, gang. See the beach?
I see it. I see the beach. Where are you at right now?
At Orange Beach. You think you would make this jump? It's only about 11 stories. You think you could hit that pool?
Ooh.
It's questionable.
Don't do it.
Questionable. All right, now you said Orange Beach. A lot of the viewers, I know where it's at, but a lot of viewers right now are watching and saying, Orange Beach? What are they, in Orange, Texas? What are they, fishing the Sabine? Where's Orange Beach at, Gerald?
It's Orange Beach, Alabama. It's right on the Gulf down here. It's outside of Mobile. It's right by Pensacola, the Destin area. We're down here at the beach. It's where a lot of people call it the Redneck Riviera. That's pretty much what it is, yeah.
I love it. Now, a lot of the people we're up here in the Northeast. A lot of people up here are still in quarantine. They're still at home. They're still scared to go get food and groceries. You guys are at the beach. I like that. I like it because I tell you, Becky and I for sure are going stir crazy a little bit. Is this the first big trip you've taken since all this stuff has happened?
It is. I fished around home some, but I haven't really been out like traveling. But I can tell you this. The people of Alabama and Orange Beach, I don't think COVID's on their radar. I don't even think they care anymore. They're just fully working and back to doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think people are just getting tired and disgusted. I think things are getting better in a lot of places. So gee, what you're telling me is there's not chicks in bikinis wearing big giant face shields or anything. Just nothing.
No, but I will tell you that I did see some people. Now, this is just my way of thinking, and it's probably wrong. I seen some people coming from the beach today wearing string bikinis and a mask.
Huh?
That's jacked up. I'm laying in the sun with 131 degrees with hardly no clothes on, and you're going to put a mask to walk inside? No, not a lot of face shields down here, but I have heard rumored there's strip clubs down here that have plexiglass all around the stage with a deposit box slot cut in there where you put the money in on the stage. I haven't witnessed that. I've heard it.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
They might want to keep that.
Genius. That's genius.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's different down here. I mean, you guys haven't got to do much of anything, have you?
No. It's been locked down.
I'm over locked.
I'm pretty sure Brian's ghost would be upset with like a check cashing type stripper joint, dude.
It would be.
Yeah.
Funny because really just the state really just opened back up like 2 weeks ago, and dude, it's just went back to full on. Like, it's so funny. Like, you see no one out on the street. A very small percentage wear masks. Everybody's just back to work like nothing ever happened. You can tell people are just like, we got to work, man. We got to survive. And they just kind of, and whether it's right or wrong, I'm just stating that that's what they've done. And as soon as they opened the beaches up, they went at 100% capacity the day that they opened everything up down here. It's a 2 and 3 hour wait to eat anywhere on the beach. That's
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. That tells you a lot about society. I mean, people are getting fed up. They're sick of it. During the quarantine, I follow you, of course, on social media like a lot of people, keep up with you. Seems like a lot of anglers sort of, after the tournaments were done, they just went cold. Like they fell off the face of the earth. Doesn't seem like they disappeared. But you've been busy. Give us a little bit about what you've been doing, what you've been up to the last few months since the tournaments stopped.
I'm trying to keep up with Ike, but brother, you making it tough, man. It's like you be posting on like 4 pages like 9 times. I'm like running out of content. I'm like, just take a picture of my toe and put it on Instagram. But with Ike, I'm running out of stuff to post. You know, after that first tournament, you know, we seen this kind of coming in. You're thinking, okay, so what do you do to stay relevant? What do you do to still give to your sponsors where there's, you know, they don't have any reason to doubt what you're doing for them? So we really just kind of started saying, you know what, we're going to build content. We're going to be on the lake. We're going to try to do things. I've hired some camera guys. I mean, I tried to Ike and Elliot up, man, but it's tough. I mean, you don't realize, like, when people don't, you try to create that much content to post that many times a week, quality content, it is, I'm actually back on Tournament Trail just so it can slow down some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So true.
It is so true.
I mean, it is a full-time job. By the time you wake up in the morning till you go to bed, you're either editing because, you know, you're trying to do some office work. But we're still lucky we can run out on the lake and fish. You run out and fish 3 or 4 hours, and you run back and you try to take footage and chop it up, find photos, trying to still do still photography stuff. You're trying to, and I'm like, man, this has become really overwhelming during the quarantine. Now we've done some chores, you know, we've caught up on some housework, done all that. I'm like, I planted a garden, which I hate gardening because that's what I done as a kid. You see the rescue, you hear the helicopter, you hear that. That's never good when you hear the helicopter fly by the condo. That means that there's an accident on the beach somewhere. So that's the Coast Guard doing a patrol. But, you know, I told Lulu, I said, I don't know how many more gardens or how many more yards we can cut or how many more fences we can paint. So I am so ready to get back out on the tournament trail. And I'm sure you are too, man. You can look forward to watching. I've worked in my boat. But luckily for me, I've took the last 8 weeks and I've honestly spent a lot of time fishing. Like just going out and fishing, like old school fishing, putting the boat in, you know, really learning. Like it took me a while to learn 360 imaging on my boat. And, you know, I would not have had that time in a tournament situation to just sit out there and learn it.
Yeah.
So I think there were some benefits to it. Like when it all said and done, I was like, you know what? I learned a bunch. I got to fish a bunch, but I'm ready to compete again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that never goes away, is that desire to go compete at some level.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that. The fishing thing, I tell you, I've been fishing a ton myself. I've been doing a ton of kayak fishing. I noticed, I saw a couple kayak posts from you. You've tried.
I did.
Yeah. I like it.
I got a 3-part video series coming out that I have, you know, I own 500 acres there in Jasper, and I had a lake on it, Ike, and I've had this farm since 2006, and I've never made a cast in this lake. It's hidden in the middle of the woods, like there hardly was no roads to it. I hunted around it, but I never fished in it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go up there and kind of build a road. I had to repair a bridge to get over it. I did all that. I took my skid steer and built a boat ramp, took my kayak in there and fishing, and, you know, it's kind of, I didn't know what I was going to catch, but there's something about that kayak fishing I found very, like, surreal. Like it's just you in a kayak. It's real paddling around. And even Leanne, she's like, I want to go kayaking. I want to go kayaking. But I see that growing, man. Like I've seen you do a lot in your kayak, but like at home, I'm seeing more and more people kayaking, like families kayaking on the rivers and small streams. You're seeing them put in 5 or 6 kayaks at a time. And I'm like, is this the next craze? I mean, is this something you see in your area that's like really becoming a family, like get together, or outing?
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing like crazy. Yeah, we see it up here. I think the ease of the access of it, you know, it doesn't break the bank. It's easy to launch. You don't have to have a $50,000, you know, truck. You know, I think that's a big part of the allure. And also what you said, you know, it's just you're at the level of the fish. You know, you just it's you and the fish. It takes out a lot of the problems, you know, with a big boat. You know, I do have to ask you this, Brian Carpenter. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
No, I was gonna say I'm really excited to see you guys get back out and start fishing. You know. The one thing this shutdown has done, actually, G, you're the only professional angler that hasn't started their own podcast.
Yeah,
don't do it.
You're the only one, G.
I'm not going to say too much about that, but I told my wife, I said, I can't hardly get on Instagram anymore. I stay on TikTok. She said, why? I said, because if I hear one more tip on how to fish and one more color and one more ad on what to buy, I said, I'm going to shoot myself a ball toe just right off the gate. I said, I'm taking a podcast. I'm like, I just want some guy to wake up one morning and I almost did this the other day, saying, hey, I got nothing to post, so I'm just telling y'all, I'm just posting this because I got nothing.
I like the honesty.
See, the problem is you have to stop talking about fishing around your phone and start having really random conversations because your phone's always listening, and then your feed will change. So, like, you need to tell your phone something like ridiculous, like
feet.
I'm into assless chaps, and like your entire feed will just be assless chaps.
I agree. I agree with Beck. No matter what you like, you could just randomly say, hey, I want to put a new motor in my hot rod. I'm thinking about putting a 383 stroker motor. And in the morning on my news feed, it'll be motors for sale by Summit Racing.
Yeah.
And then listening to you, I was like, well, how come all the time I've looked up dirty pictures, they never send me boob pictures? I talk about like that. I'm like, hey, look at that. They never send you boob pictures. It's always like what you can buy. So we got to work. Back, if you know, do you know Mark Zuckel Chicken up there at Facebook or whatever it is?
Yeah, I'll reach out to him. We're friends.
Give him a jingle.
Facebook.
Give Mark a little jingle.
They were both part of like the Richmond elite. She knows them.
Yeah.
The entire country was trying to help people. I totally am this. I say, I find it very amazing that during the quarantine, you noticed that Verizon was offering packages on their phones. Everybody was trying to do something to help somebody. Zuckerberg, he didn't help nobody, did he?
No, he helped himself.
Yeah. In other words, you can have 33 million followers, and if you post, it's cheaper to call them all. I just want to say, shit, guys, give me your phone number, and I'll call y'all and give you an update on what's going on, because I'm got to tell y'all hello, okay? He didn't really help us, like in the Facebook world. Everybody else helped us, but that's just my personal. So that's why I stay on TikTok. I haven't seen Ike on TikTok yet, but I know it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. I do enjoy your post, G. I saw the rapping post on the TikTok, which I liked a lot. I like that. That was a good one.
Well, I started watching TikTok back in October because someone said, we think TikTok's going to be the next big thing for bass fishing and social media. And I'm like, I watched the entire winter to try to figure out how it works. I think it could be a little fishing, but it is refreshing that you go in there and it's not so much, you know, this 20% off codes and all this. It's a little different.
Yeah.
TikTok it's like hunting chicken eggs in a chicken house. You got like 300 shovelfuls of chicken crap to find one egg. It's really good stuff. I have to dig through piles of it to get the good stuff. But I've seen wired to fish on there. I'm seeing more and more fishermen come out on it. And a fun fact that I learned is if you go into TikTok hashtag bass fishing, it's almost 3 times the amount of tags for bass fishing in almost a year than in the existing Instagram.
Wow.
That tells you on TikTok that are hashtag bass fishing on Instagram. I thought that's pretty.
Wow.
It's interesting.
Find the carp. Start making stuff on. You need your own like carpenter show, like how to saw, how to knife, whatever.
Come on, Bri.
Becky's cooking show on TikTok.
You got to do this shit, Bri.
I've been told.
Hey, burn it. Becky's burning vegetables. Becky's burning whatever didn't work out. Put it on top.
Wait, I don't burn things. I just blow up appliances.
It would be fun to have Becky's burning vegetables. Here we go. This cake turned out to be doo-doo. Y'all check it out.
Becky, I'm going to replace that sign in the basement. It's going to be BBV. You know, Becky's burning vegetables.
Yeah, I like it.
Might need a whole new logo for you, Beck.
Yeah.
Becky's burning vegetables.
All right, bye, G. I love you. My children are calling. They want to go to bed.
All right, G. As one leaves, I want to talk to you a little bit about this because it's a good opportunity. Becky's leaving
to go burn vegetables.
To go burn vegetables.
Kill some vegetables.
But I want you to talk a little bit about how important it is, and I don't think we've talked about this on the show hardly enough. How important it is to have your wife involved in not just your personal life, but your business as well. I know how important it is. I know what Lulu does. Same thing with Wesley, with Stephanie. Working hard too. Talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people watch and assume that it's just you doing everything, and
it's you and I have been on each other enough and worked behind the scenes stuff, and I've seen you at your best and worst, and you have me too. But we both know without our wives, dude, half the time I don't even know where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's extreme to have her there beside me to know, things are moving fast, or it's almost like she's your ride or die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's there. She's thing lined up. She can handle phone calls. Because if you don't have that person to take a little bit of that off of you, then you don't fish anymore. I had someone talk to me the other day and said, man, I tried to call you, but I couldn't get in. I said, dude, if I sat and answered every call and every text every day, I'd never go to the lake. I'd never go fishing. I'd never go practice. And that's where Leanne has a great relationship with my sponsors. She can take care of business. She does everything for me, pretty much negotiate money.
Yeah.
So if somebody needs to get in touch with something set up, Leanne handles it, and I trust her. Like, you don't even question it, because at some way you have to divide that out and say, okay, where does the business stop, and where do I get in the boat and become the angler? And if you carry that, if I carry it on the water, I may be the only person. If I carry all that on the water, it weighs on me.
Yeah.
So I need to know the ones I'm good. And I think people underestimate it really what my wife and your wife and even like Stephanie and Wes and some of the wives do for the husband, because the game's moving fast and there are a lot of obligations. There are a lot of sponsor obligations, and just, how overwhelming can it be to know every obligation you have to meet for social media every month? That's what people, I think, have. If you took your contracts and mine and laid them out there and said, here's all the obligations per month you have to meet social media, it almost takes one person just to manage that, to know what you have and have not done.
Yeah. I agree. It's a ton of work. I know I couldn't do it without Beck, and I know without Lulu, you'd be in trouble too.
I'd be lost.
Yeah. Let me.
Not like partner lost, but I would be lost.
He didn't hear you. He's paying attention to something else.
That's awful.
Let me remind everybody watching and listening right now. We want to hear from you. If you've got a question for G, please hit us up on the IM. Also, if you're following us over on social media, hit us up at Ike Live Show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I know we got some other guys too that want to chime in and ask questions. Rich, what do you got? You got some coming through the IMs right now? What do you have happening?
I do. Jay Barger, 1967, wants to know your best Tommy Biffle story.
Oh.
Best Tommy Biffle story?
Oh.
Yeah.
How many do you want? I mean, there's so many.
Your best one.
here's what I always love about Tommy Biffle. You could be fishing at Gunnersville on the Tennessee River, and he would run in and go, "Hey, G, I'm fishing at Red Buoys from Nickajack, well, to Decatur. You stay off the Red Buoys." I'm like, "Well, that's like 99 miles. Yeah, I got that. I'm trying to win a derby. You're making it tough on me." I'm like, "Okay, got all the buoys." Biffle's something else. Biffle's the only guy I know that has to wear a hairnet to Hooters. That's how short his shorts are. I'm telling you.
Oh, my God.
I like him, but he wears some short shorts.
Made it hard on me.
All right, and now a little bit more serious note question from Patrick the Fireman wants to know: are you going to have a signature series with Lou's rods and reels?
You know, I'm talking with Lou's. I'm only under contract with reels, and I'm talking with Lou's, and they have reached out to me in depth about next year. But I also have a couple more companies that are on the table. You know, the hard part about rod and reel deals, and it's so tricky, man. There's, you know, you get into trying to build signature series rods and reels, you can really get bogged down. It's really hard to do, you know, to make any money at it. Rod and reel companies are flooded with people wanting to fish their stuff, so that's a slippery slope on the rod and reel company. But on a positive note, I fished the Lou's reels this year, and I've been thoroughly impressed with them, and that's just straight up fact. I mean, I fished them, and I'm like, you know what? They got it going on. Their reels are second to none.
Right on.
Right on. Right on.
I got to agree, G. I switched over to Lou's this past season, I think maybe a year ago, and I came out of Shimano's over to Lou's, and man, I did not drop a step. If anything, you know, I like them. I like them a lot. You know.
Yeah.
I really do like them, and I tell you a funny one on leaving your Lou's stuff laying on your front deck. There's a deal going on at Gunnersville. They've had it for the last couple of years. If you pay $60, they tag 300 bass in Lake Gunnersville. If you pay $60 and then you win so much money if you catch a bass, if you pay $70, you get a T-shirt and you win a $500 extra dollars. Well, if you catch the one bass in the lake, it has a Phoenix boat tag on it, so you win like a 19-foot Phoenix with a 204 stroke. So it's like a $45,000, $50,000 catch.
Wow.
Well, I was up shores yesterday, and my nephew, Trey Swindle, was watching my house and my dog. So he walks by my boat as he's going to fish with a buddy of his, and there lays my Lou's reel up there on the front deck with one of the new Arc rods, and it's got a swim bait tied on it, the Zoom bass tricks. He said, I'm eyeballing it and thinking, well, Uncle G's been catching them. Reckon he's catching them on that. So he just took my rod and reel with him. Well, he got out there on the lake, started fishing with it. Well, he got to catch them. Well, the little boy he's fishing with tied on the same exact bait. He caught the $50,000 bass yesterday. It weighed 2 pounds and 1 ounce. It was $50,000 on the Zoom 5.5-inch swim bait.
What?
Yep, caught him. He's a 20-year-old kid, and it's $50,000. They caught him right there. 2 pounds and 1 ounce.
Wow.
Oh, gee, all because you left your rod laid on the deck, and I seen it. He said, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took it. And he said, the more I caught, he said, my buddy Daniel put one on, and next thing you know, he's holding the fish in his hand worth $50,000.
Oh,
Holy crap. Good night.
I think they should cut you in on that, G. At least 5%.
I went hard negotiating last night. I was like, hey, what's my cut on that, you know, because I kind of influenced that. Now, it didn't work out so good for me. I ain't even heard back from him.
They're Brian's ghosting you.
Oh, man. I want to switch gears, G, and talk to you about something that just happened. I watched along a little bit. Of course, the rest of the world was watching to find out where the Bassmaster Classic would be. And you got an opportunity to fish with a pretty famous country musician, Riley Green, the other day. Talk a little bit about that experience. How was the experience?
That wasn't Luke Duncan?
No, it wasn't Luke Duncan. Looked like Luke.
They all look like Luke.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and I tell you what, I had fished with him a couple of years ago and kind of got to know him because my nephew played ball at Jacksonville State, and that's where Riley played ball. So I kind of got to know him through my nephew, kind of stayed in touch. We fished together one time, but it was good to go with him and hang out with him because he is a true outdoorsman. He's not a guy that just come say, oh, I'm into country music. My label wants me to go fishing with you. It's not like that. He turkey hunts. He deer hunts. He bass fishes.
Yeah.
He's raised in the country. And he's a really humble, laid-back dude, like the most polite dude. He writes all his own music. he's really blown up in the last couple of years. My wife says he's easy on the eye. Before I had to choke her. But, to have that opportunity, and then Bass was like, when you're out there, would you mind announcing the classic, that it's going to Ray Roberts. So that was a good, fun weekend for me. I actually got to fish a couple of days before that. I fished with my buddy Zach Russian that was on your show. He come up and fished with me. And then I got to fish with Riley, and I told Riley, I said, dude, it's kind of cool to see somebody in country music that just 2 or 3 months ago was singing at the Ryman, the Grand Ole Opry, and you're here in the boat today. And he likes it. Like, he likes it. Like when it was over, like when we were done filming and everybody left, he looks at me and he goes, hey, man. He said, I'm not on tour. We can go back out, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, we went. So we went back out and fished the dark and just caught the crap out of him. But this guy truly loves the outdoors, the whole bass fishing part of it, the turkey hunting. And I'm like, it's kind of cool to see that where it's not, I give him a hard time. I was like, hey, man, if I ever see you in skinny jeans, I'm going to make fun of him. And he said, wouldn't it be a shame because I'd look good in them. But he said, I'm never going to be in them. And he's the true country, just redneck dude that just kind of hit big in country music.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, cool opportunity. Now, let me call you the plate, though. Remember, G, this is Ike Live, so you can't lie. You have to tell the truth.
Okay.
The Ray Roberts, were you surprised? Were you disappointed? Were you excited?
I was surprised. I was surprised, man, about it because I had literally had no idea. And when I read it off, I started, I'm trying to read it to stay cool, and I'm looking at that going, I've never been there. I didn't. They fished the top 100 before I started. They fished there, but I've never competed on Ray Roberts. I've heard a lot about it. Don't know anything about it that time of year, but you get out in that area of the world, I think it'll be Fort Worth will be a great place to have the classic.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it, and so I think there's some big ones in there. I think it'll be better than Conroe. It's different and have a different twist to it. I was when I flipped that piece of paper open, I'm like, Ray Roberts, all right, never been there. Here we go. Did you ever fish it on tour?
No, I've never fished it, and I honestly I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw Ray Roberts because it's there seems like there's other places in that Dallas area that make more sense and that are more popular, but I also I think what you said, there's an element to it that is sort of an unknown, which I think is appealing to a classic. Yeah, it gets boring going to the same place year after year.
Holla.
And I'm gonna kind of throw it back on and put you on the spot. How do you feel? Because y'all fixed to kick back off your season, and I'd almost bet that you've never fished Toho in the time of year you're fixed to go there, have you?
I've never fished Toho in June. This is a new time for me. I've actually fished it, I think, once in July, right after ICAST, but hardly ever in the summer. It's almost always pre-spawn or spawn, right there in January, February. So it is new time to go to Toho. Me and Florida don't get along very good. I kind of suck in Florida, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Love-hate relationship. I either smoke them there or I get smoked. But I've looked back over some of the tournaments there, and I thought, I bet those guys are fixing to crush them. You look at some of the weights that come out of Toho in June.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to come out and go right to. Bass starts back at Eufaula, so I think we're going to have some great weights. But I think you're going to be coming out of retirement. And does it concern you like at home? Because I know you got to fish some, and you've been in your kayak, and I've seen you've been up to the Upper Bay, and y'all won a derby. So I know you're getting to fish, but do you feel like you've got to fish enough tournament style that you're ready to go right back on tour and pick up where you left off?
That's a great question, G, and I would say no. I'll be honest with you. The biggest thing about tournaments, and the reason I fished that one with Riz, is to try to get back into that groove. But, the more you do it, the more you're comfortable making those decisions. And, it's the little stuff. It's not even the big stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, when to make a left instead of a right. It's, when to change baits. It's retying. It's time management. It's all those things that you get rusty with. It's not necessarily setting the hook. It's not casting,
But I totally am. And I said, we started like 4 or 5 weeks ago when we started finding out when we might go back. And I told her, I said, hey, and I'd been running and training for since we got to quarantine. I've been lifting and running, doing all. But I said, you can't train for fishing. You can't train to be in the boat and make it feel better. I said, you have to. So I started weeks out going 6 hours a day, then 7 hours a day, then 8 hours a day, and leading up to now I'm fishing 12 or 13 hours a day to try to get that muscle memory and just the stuff that you do automatically. The stupid stuff like turning your boat up when you load up instead of getting in a hurry and leaving. You know, like you said, and putting knowing where all your tackle is. And I was thinking about that. Like you guys, you've been pretty limited on where you could go. Yeah. And now all of a sudden you hurry up and drive all the way to Florida, and they want you to be Ike and Ike Live right off the get go. And I told her when I was riding my bike, I said the mental part of me starts to question, are you ready? And I said, I do feel like now that I've spent more time on the water, I'm ready. But I said, I'm sure there's anglers sitting in their house going, am I truly ready to get back out on the game field and go?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who jumps right back into it swinging and who needs a little time to catch back up. While we're on this topic, G, I really want to, I want to talk to you about this, and I know we've talked a lot about it, and this is definitely not new news, but this is the first time that that I've talked to you about it on the show. Is your move back to bass, and you've been over it before, and you've been on other shows, you've talked about it, but I see your ear trying to hear what I'm saying. Tell me, I want to hear it from you. Going back to bass, was it a good move for you and your career? Now that you're a year in, a new year in, you're a few tournaments in, was it a good move for you and your career to go back to bass?
100% for myself it was, Ike. I think everybody handles things. But I learned something about myself after fishing the very first tournament back at Palatka. And it's a little bit embarrassing to even own up to this because I didn't even know what I missed until I went and I fished Palatka. And yes, we had some windblown days and cancellation. And I was driving over the bridge headed to the tournament the first day, and it just dawned on me where the peace in my heart was and what I'd been missing. And I truly missed structure. And that's what bass offered me that I never knew I missed so much. It was very, very structured. The decisions are all the same.
Yeah.
The tournaments are tournament days. Thing to be distracted. You're not on serving boards. You're not doing any of that. Tournament days are for you to compete. I knew if Tripp made this decision on Tuesday and the weather was the same on Wednesday, Tripp's going to make that exact same decision. So the structure in which I fished is where I found my peace at heart at. I didn't get a check in that tournament, but I drove away from there going, I have realized what I've been missing.
Yeah.
And where I was so incomplete at was just simply the structure. And I just felt back at home, I feel at peace with my decision. I'm not so sure it's a great decision for everybody, but I chose that route. I don't have any regrets whatsoever, man. I really don't. And I just never knew what I missed, that structure of that environment, of how everything's the same. The weigh-ins are the same. That nothing ever changes. So once you get there, your biggest focus, and you know this as good as anyone, is just putting your boat in and figuring out how to catch bass and how to try to win.
Yeah.
There's no curveballs, no swapping legs, no day off, day down. You're just there to win and fish, and I really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah, I can definitely understand and relate to that. I think, with Major League Fishing, where I'm at right now, I think there's a lot that is uncertain day to day. From one tournament to the next, things change. There's not a lot of certainty, and I can agree with that. And gee, I can tell you, and I'm speaking from the heart. When I fished an open last year, and there were a lot of other things I missed as well. I missed putting fish in my live well, and however you feel about it, whether you feel it's not right putting them in their live well, I missed it. I missed the weigh-ins. I missed the crowd. I missed the people. There was so many things I missed. So I'm there with you, and the thing that this goes for you and Brandon both. You did what was in your heart. You went with your heart, and that's all you could ask of anybody, is to do what they believe is right and what's in their heart, and you did that. And I'm happy for you guys. Happy for both of you guys for going back and making that move. Let me ask you this: what don't you miss about MLF? You look back now you're a year out, and you say, God, I hated that over there. That sucked over at MLF. Give me a couple of those.
Oh, you like stirring that soup, don't you?
I can think of a couple, but I need you to say them.
Ike's got a boat paddle. He's just stirring that soup, man. He's just stirring it. He's stirring it. There's, the lack of structure I did not like. The uncertainty, the fish a day, off a day, fish a day, off a day, when a tournament might start, or when a rain delay might start, or we're going to cancel this day because of clouds. I didn't like that, dude, because you never knew what kind of fight you were in. And it just seemed like after that year, a lot of that didn't fall on my way. As I'm not that type of fisherman that just to come out blazing. I'm a guy that kind of picks around and does his own deal. There was a lot of.
Come on, G.
God, is there to see? I like to look like my ass at all costs. This guy's hard to handle, and so now that I'm a bass, I'm learning some of the new. This is where I'm at now, dude. I'm just like very content. It was at Paca for the first time. It was the same exact pieces when you walk across the stage, and it was almost overwhelming. Human minds looking to man.
I think Boyd Duckett got a hold of our feed.
Yep.
Wow. Did you see that? Even I don't know how that happens, but it could be. It could be some finagling there electronically.
Sabotage.
Somehow. Well, we're going to try to get G back here in a second. We lost audio with G. Brad, you want to?
Yeah, we got IMs. Rich has got some IMs.
Okay. All right. You want to? Can we?
He's here.
Oh, he's here. All right, but if we can't,
it's his service.
It's his service. Okay. All right, Rich, what do we got coming through for the IMs for G?
New York Chris wants to know how you feel about having fall tournaments, Gerald, this year.
I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's one of the coolest things we're going to see in a while. When I qualified for the Elite Series, we fished and competed in the fall, and it was one of my favorite times of the year to fish in the fall. Even though I'm an avid bow hunter, when Chase Anderson talked to me this year a little bit, he goes, "Hey, we're going to have to move some of these tournaments to the fall." I said, "You know what? It may be great. It may be a different perspective from the fans. It's going to really tell everybody, yeah, I'm going to miss out on some hunting time." I enjoy fall fishing. I remember the good old days, Ike, when we went up to Champlain and you busted them on the spinnerbait on the railroad trestle. And back in the day where, we fished when the wind was blowing and it was cold and it was good. I think it's a great. It's going to improve some versatility, and it's going to give the fans a whole different look at what fishing can be like in September and October in other parts of the
country. I like it too. I like it too. I like them fall events.
As a fan, I love it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like the season spread out, man.
Yeah.
I like spring, post spawn, summer, early fall. I like it all, man. I like the gamut.
That was one of the things that I realized about 2 or 3 tournaments in MLF, that if you're not careful, you're going to be in a early pre-spawn spawn the entire season, the way the tournaments were crammed on the front end like that.
Yeah.
That you're not going to see edge fishing. You're not going to see a lot of open water, top water fishing. So with this deal at Bass, like being able to schedule in the fall, I talked to Chase. I said, Chase, we may realize this is a great move for the fans, and we might want to do it more often.
Yes.
Fall is truly underrated on how good it can be.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see some techniques that we haven't seen women or guys use.
I think Pete summed it up. I think you're going to finally see somebody burn a spinnerbait. You know, I think you're going to see somebody throwing a flute wide open. I think you're going to see totally different patterns in the fall. People's like, man, I didn't even know they threw a jerkbait in the fall. Yeah, we just hadn't fished in the fall in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I'm excited to see it. What else we got coming through IMs, Rich?
Buck Stronghold Gentleman Bronco wants to know if you could bench press the Facts of Fishing guy.
Could I bench press the Facts of Fishing guy?
Yeah.
That would be Mercer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, don't be crazy now. Don't get crazy now. I'm Jim, but don't get crazy now. And hey, speaking of that, somebody else on this call has been hitting the gym. I've seen some of the photos. Like you went back to full training mode.
I did. I've been hitting the gym as hard or harder than I ever have since I was in my 20s. So the good news is, G, I feel really good physically, mentally. I feel good. I feel like I'm stronger. The bad news is I pulled something in my left shoulder working out.
Oh no!
A couple weeks ago. So it was probably technique related. You know, I probably did something I shouldn't have did, but I feel good. And G, yes, I gotta say, you too. We saw the
dude. He's like a jacked.
Jacked.
Yeah.
Totally jacked.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a lot of questions on the IM want to know what is actually in that G juice, Gerald.
Ah.
Yes, quiet. That's as I expected. What's actually in that G juice? Oh, for the love of God!
And you.
Banana, no.
I've been hitting.
Yeah, so.
Several years from me, that it's funny how at different ages of your life you train different. You really can, and you don't see the injuries. It's funny. My routine is so much more simple now. It's much more mountain biking. I do 2 to 4 miles a morning on a mountain bike. I do a couple hundred setups.
Wow.
100 push-ups. You know, I just do a lot of all over small workouts. I do more leg press, air squats, and stuff like that. But you know, I've noticed that I don't lift hardly any weights anymore, like lift. And Leanna be in the gym. She goes, "You gonna do this?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, I won't worry about getting hurt, because as you get stronger, you're tempted to want to put more weight on the bar and do things, and I just kind of stay away from it. You know, you start trying to figure out how do you train for bass fishing, you know, and it's more leg press, leg extensions. But my wife says I'm a boring workout person. She said, "You're the only person I know that just come in here and just start doing push-ups till you fall over." And I'm like, well, when you ain't got much time, push-ups work pretty good. So I got to just kind of keep hitting it. But it's the G-Juice, man. You know, there was the song, and you remember it? She only wants me for my pimp juice. Ellie, what?
Yeah, pimp juice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, G, I saw a picture of you. Hey, G, I saw a picture of you with your shirt off with like some eggs in a skillet. Like you look like Leaping Lanny Poffo in his prime, dude. Like there's more than push-ups. What are you doing, man?
Do what? I missed that, Pete. Now run it by me again.
Yeah, so what Pete said was you look like he saw a picture of you when you're frying some eggs with your shirt off, and you look like Leaping Lanny Poffo in his prime.
Oh, I was frying eggs. Uh-oh.
This is awesome.
Leaping Lanny. Who was it?
Eggs, baby.
Leaping Lanny Poffo was Randy Savage's cousin. He would once in a while come out with Elizabeth.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gerald.
Yeah. No, we got a game to play.
Yeah, he's dropping. A man cooks eggs with his shirt off one time, and he just starts being shoved into the wrestling category. Maybe I like bacon grease on my.
Gee, next time you do a selfie with some eggs, you got to go like full like Mexican wrestling with the mask on. You got to go Nacho Libre. You know.
I may do it. I just didn't want to say it. Lulu loves bacon grease and eggs, so if you get that grease popped all over your chest, God, the romance never stops. wife strangely around. She's on this weird diet where she can't eat nothing. So I just learned it. You know, if you coat yourself down with bacon grease, she wants you.
Are you shaving your chest? Are you wearing it? Like, how you getting that thing so spick and span, dude?
The ear.
What's that?
Your chest. How's it so spick and span and shiny? You shaving it? Naring it?
My head or my butt?
Your chest.
Oh yeah. Dude, I can't have all that hair on it. I don't look like Marty Stone. I can't do it. All I need, I see all that hairy chest. I was like, I want to get me a necklace with one of them gold fish hooks on there and just let it hang down like 3 buttons deep like I'm in the saltwater fishing. Can't do that. Do that, man. Do that. Pete, what opens are you fishing this year, Pete?
Pete!
I might be in the Oneida Open this year. I might cherry pick that one, but gee, the opens are so popular that I could not get in them this year. I got on the wait list and never got called off the wait list.
They're extremely popular this year, and I've noticed that there's even more and more guys that have tried to get into Central since we've been into COVID lockdown. There's more guys trying to get into Central to try to requalify for the Elite. So I'm seeing that because they haven't started them yet, and like the first Open at Toho, I got down there and I'm looking around. I'm like, good Lord. I think it's several reasons. I think Bass is doing more and more there. And did you see, Pete, where they're going to have Bass live on the Opens now on the last day?
Yeah.
I did not. That's awesome.
That is awesome. I saw that.
Yeah. They just announced that, and I thought, man, and in a way, that's great because, if you're a young guy and just say a rookie and you're trying to get started in the sport, man, and you have 1 or 2 good opens and you can get on Bass Live, there's not any better way to get recognized and start getting, so I told Chase, I said, I think it's going to be great. It's going to make them more appealing. Ike, are you going to try to pick up on any of them this year? You going to try to cherry pick one?
Yes, I'm cherry picking Lake Oneida. I'm in. I'm confirmed for that tournament.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't say that one because I'm going to be in that one, and I don't need a Ike and Ellie spanking right off the get-go. And that place is Indian name or something like Mike Oneida Ike and Ellie.
Which ones are you fishing? Is that your only Open that you're fishing this year, Gerald? Or are you going to be other Opens?
Fish? I seriously do. Why? I'm doing all 8 Opens. I've already fished one, so I'm going to do the other 7 and the Elites this year. I'm doing all of them.
Wow.
So I'm going to be in all of them. But Ike, why do you think it is that you fish Oneida so well? Dead serious, dude. Because every time we go there, you pretty much have a good tournament. What's the niche, bro?
I honestly, it's one of those lakes that I feel like, and gee, I know you have a few too. A lake where you go and you have a connection with the lake. And it's hard to describe why that is. I don't know because I fish largemouth and smallmouth there, but it just seems like I have a pulse to what goes on there. And I don't have all good tournaments, but I've had some good ones over the years. And I just think here's the biggest reason, G. The lake that I grew up fishing, that I actually took Brian the Carpenter there one time. Lake in the Poconos. It's a natural lake. It's called Fairview Lake. It's a glacial lake with weeds and rocks. It is a spitting image of Oneida on a smaller scale. I think that reason, because it reminds me so much of the place that I grew up fishing, I think it gives me a little extra confidence. And I think that's, if there's anything, it's that,
And I don't have that. Lake Oneida is my absolute nemesis and has crushed me.
I literally can read it. Like when Ike gets there, you can see it. Like when he gets out of his truck, honestly, dude, you got like a little bit more pep in your step. I think it just sometimes some lakes breed confidence to different anglers.
Yeah,
you can tell it when you're there. Like you fishing more control. It's like you're just one step ahead of it. I go to lakes where I feel that way, but it's just like, that's weird. I know when I go there, I'm like, yeah, he's going to pretty much have a good tournament. I mean, not saying that everyone's going to be good, but you can tell your confidence at Oneida is right up there at the top of your game. You're like, yeah, I got this. And you don't seem to question what's going on. But the first few times I went to Oneida, dude, I was lost. Dude, like Stevie Wonder taking batting practice. Like, I didn't know 50 inches of water on a retaining wall. Like, I'd never seen anything like that. So it took me 3 or 4 years of going there to even realize what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And that's a funky little lake, man. And it's got all these little courts in it. And I'm like, God, how does Ike read this thing so quick every time? But if you was raised fishing that way, it's just second nature.
Yeah. Confidence is the most important thing.
I seen, what you're talking about, G, and this is what I love about you and how you fish so much is you're so cerebral, man. You're a thinker. Brandon on Facebook said your PMA seminar saved his life, and I know a lot of other people have been really impacted by that.
Yep.
And we just dropped your junk fishing seminar on Bass UTV, and you think when I went into that seminar, I thought I was gonna be listening to you talk about the different baits that you like to throw in different situations. And honestly, it was a mental strategy more than anything else. And that just, you're so, that's such a big part of your game is the mental approach. And a lot of anglers just don't realize how important what between the ears is in fishing. And you definitely showcased it in that seminar. How important is the mental approach to your fishing?
I think it's everything. I think the mental part of fishing is so important because as good as you can be going up on the mental side of it is as bad as you can be coming down. You can think yourself into the worst tournament of your career, or you can think yourself into the best tournament of your career. And I've gotten now where I watch people for whatever reason, and I make that comment about Ike. I can tell when I get to a lake where he's confident. Dude, I can tell by the way he walks, by the way he carries himself. He feels like he's got what he needs. And that's where you have to watch anglers at, is when the confidence level is at that part. They're in control of their mental thoughts. No matter what happens, they're like, hey, I can maintain this. I can do something. Junk fishing to me has been that people think I got 40 or 50 baits. No, it's not. I got 7 or 8 baits on the front deck. I really don't know what I need to do. I know I just don't need to melt down. So you just keep plugging around mentally to say, just stay in the game, stay in the game, stay in the game. Clarity. Don't let yourself get so far out of the game you can't catch up, because at that level, you only need 2 or 3 bites, and it swings back your way. And I just think, to me, mentally, I have to work on it. And that's why I have fished so much during the off season, just to gain that confidence. It was funny, Wesley Schrader got down here, and he had just competed on Pickwick in the Toyota series. And I asked him, I said, well, how'd you do? And he's talking to me a little bit, and he goes, I couldn't catch him deep. I said, you couldn't catch him deep? And he said, no, I didn't have any confidence. I said, any confidence? He said, dude, I haven't fished deep really this year. And he said, and I'm looking at him, and before he could even say the next word, I finished his sentence. I said, it's really hard to go out and fish deep until your confidence is where you be. I don't care how good you are, till you get your confidence built up deep on that particular where you at. It's really hard just to go out cold. And I think Wesley just summed it up as just brutal honesty. He said, dude, I couldn't get them to bite. And he said, after 7 or 8 stops on the first day of marking them and not catching them, he said, my confidence was at the bottom of the live well. So he said, what did I do? I went and fished the bank where he has his confidence. So you can kind of see why practice is important. And it ain't just, I need to go fishing. You need to go working on practice fishing and confidence on seeing fish on your sonar, going out and catching them, which baits trigger them first. Deep fishing is the trickiest thing out there. And I just, as Weston and I said on the beach today, I talked about it. He's like, man. And he said, I told him, I said, hey, I'm headed home tomorrow. And he goes, you mind if I come by your house and spend a couple hours in the boat with you deep? He said, because I just don't feel like I have my stuff together there. I think it's just a mental thing. Yeah. I think you get out there and you work on your game. It's no different fishing against you guys. If we were fishing against Pete or Ike at the Chesapeake Bay, you got a lot of confidence. No matter what happens, you can battle through it. I think deep fishing's that same deal. Junk fishing's that same deal. If you enter a tournament weak in confidence, you're probably going to be weak in the standings.
Well, I I love the way you think about it and you cut through all the crap, and that's awesome because there's a lot of it out there. There's a lot of doc talk out there, and Mike, it's interesting you say about Mike because I've never heard Mike have a bad practice. Let me ask you that question because that's interesting to me. Is like you're always super high on confidence even when your practice is difficult. You just like I come in with a tough day and I'm brutal. I'm like, man, I had 3 bites all day, and I talk to you and you're frustrated because you only caught 3 5-pounders. You know, and
I think practice is what you make it. I think practice is overrated. And so I've had people ask me, say, man, how did your practices go most of the time? And I'm like, about like my 7th grade report card, they sucked. I'm the guy that covers too much water, and I'll run in a pocket and I'll get 1 bite doing something. I'm like, all right, they're here doing this, and I'll go to another place. I'm not a guy that gets 50 or 60 bites per practice because I'm too busy moving and covering water. So when I come in and I stand around and people's like, man, I had 71 bites. How many bites do you have? I'm like, I had 8, but I guess I suck, but I still feel good about it. I feel like the tougher practices you have, and this is the weirdest thing in the world to say because people's going to think, this guy's a Fruit Loop. I think the more you go without catching her, the better off you are because you know where you don't need to be. And in bass fishing, I learned to where I learned it's more important for me to know where Gerald Swindle don't need to be than it is to where I need to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you think you figure them out and you go there and they don't bite, you just melt down. But if you start today and you can say, okay, dude, you fished this whole entire lake, you've had 2 bites in that creek, you're going to go spend the rest of your tournament in there. Those always seem to be the best tournaments because you know where you don't need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at 100,000 acres, so I got 100,000 opportunities, and you rule that down and say, no, you got 10 opportunities in this right here. To me, my mindset's different. I feel better about that. So a lot of my practices aren't great. I'm not that guy. You know, I've had great practices, but most of the time, dude, I just kind of struggle through it. I cover water. I look a lot. I fish a lot of really weird stuff in practice that I wouldn't fish in a tournament. I'm the world's worst to say, you know what, I'm going to try this. Even though I think they're not here, I'm going to fish it. But what I'm trying to do is rule out everything, Pete, so there's no question. Like if I run by this place and I was like, that's what they are to be on, and I fish everything else around it and I don't get a bite, and I go there and get a bite, my confidence is 10 times higher than it would been if I would have just went right there and flipped and got that bite. As weird as that sounds, if you say, hey, they're on that sandbar because it's June on the river, you're like, I'm going to fish that. I'm going to fish this entire backwater bay, and then I'm going to go fish the sandbar. So if you fish that whole area, you don't get a bite. You go to that sandbar and you get a bite, your confidence is through the roof. So sometimes I feel like it's more important to rule out what you don't need to do when you get to struggling as it is to what you should be doing.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. Ruling out shit is biggest key. Eliminating shit is more important sometimes than finding stuff. I'd agree with that. G, I've got one last thing for you. We've kept you on a long time. We've got one last thing for you. And, of course, you've been on the show a million times, and you know we always leave you with a little game. And we got a little game for you, G. Do you want to play?
Let's play the game.
All right. Now, let me ask you this, though. Is Wesley there? Do you want to invite Wesley to play this game?
Wesley is dead asleep on the couch.
Okay.
That pile.
All right.
I mean, they are toes up out.
Okay. All right.
Can we see it? Let's see him, G.
We want to see Wesley sleeping.
I'm gonna try to get Joe in here. All right. Pull this. I'm gonna go up.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Come on. Shh. Look, there he goes.
Get in there.
Look at them. They're both out. Stephanie, Wesley. Look at him sleeping. Oh, he's tired. He's tired. He's been in the sun all day.
Uh-oh.
Oh! That's awesome. I know what it feels like to be that tired. All right, here's the game, and you're gonna. This is which one of you is the name of the game, and so I have 8 questions for you, G.
Okay.
And you have to tell me which one of you is the person that would answer this question. Which one of you is the person that would do what's in the question? And the two people are you and Wesley, okay? All right. Okay. We're going to start out easier. Which one of you two is a better flat side crankbait fisherman? You or Wesley?
Wesley.
Okay. That is correct. Brian, you made a sound effect there. Okay. Which one of you is a better junk fisherman? You or Wesley?
I think I can get him.
Okay. Brian, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay. Next one, G. Which one of you two can skip a jig better? You or Wesley?
Left-handed or right-handed or both hands?
Both hands.
I got him.
Okay. Brian.
Love the confidence.
That is correct. That is correct. Oh, my God. You're 3 for 3. This is unbelievable. Can't believe this.
Oh, my God.
All right. The questions are going to get a little harder. Which one of your wives are a better cook? Which one of your wives is a better cook, Lulu or Stephanie?
My wife. Have you seen the shit Stephanie cooks for Wesley? Like green poo pie in a shake.
Brian, answer for that one was Lulu. Is that correct?
Probably.
Correct. 4 for 4. That's correct.
Oh my God.
All right. They're getting harder. Okay. Which one of you is more likely to be misunderstood at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru in New Jersey?
Easy. Eat Wesley, because nobody at Chick-fil-A knows what Ewan's want. The Ewan's want some more chicken, man. Nobody. There's not. If you look at the number 3, it doesn't say Ewan's Chick-fil-A. It says Chick-fil-A sandwich. So, yeah, Wesley understood there.
All right. And that one, Brian, correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
Correct! Wesley's correct! Man, this is getting bad, Jay. You're going to make this a perfect game. All right.
Hey, Mike, hold on a minute. Listen, so Melanie just joined in, and she's not paying attention. And she didn't know that Wesley was a dude.
Right.
She thought like Gerald was like a Mormon with like multiple wives. She's right here. Look at her.
That's awesome. All right. 3 left, G. We want you to get this all right. This is important. Okay. Who is more likely in a situation where if you had to poop on the water and you had nothing else to wipe your butt with, who's more likely to use their socks and their underwear to wipe their ass?
It's Wesley, because he shit in his pants the other day in a hotel parking lot.
Oh! Brian, correct or incorrect? Yeah. It's correct again! Wesley!
I'm sponsored by Dude Wipes, baby. One thing I ain't going to be caught with is out some ammunition.
All right. 2 left for the perfect 10, G. Here it goes. Which one of you is more likely to keep driving by if you saw Dave Lefevre stuck on a sandbar?
Man, I'm going to say Wesley, dude. As weird as Lefevre is, I kind of get along with him, but Wesley might leave him there. I'm going to go Wesley would probably leave him.
Brian?
False.
False! Oh, no! Damn it!
God, almost had it.
Almost. All right. That's all right, G. There's 1 left. You still get a 9 out of 10 and still win this game.
I've never got a 9 out of 10 and nothing.
Okay, here it goes. Who was more likely to have thrown up in their own mouth yesterday after Jacob Wheeler won again on Pickwick?
That was me, because I fell on the bed and laid there for 1 hour, and my wife come in and said he failed to get up because Jacob won again.
Brian, is that correct?
No, everyone.
Everyone! You're wrong again. Everyone threw up in their own mouth is the correct answer.
I couldn't wait for him to get here so I could question him. As soon as he walked in the condo, I just walked to him and looked at me. I said, "Really? Really?" He goes, "Shut up." And he said, "Dude," He said his motor broke down, and he caught 2 5-pounders limping back. He said if my motor would have broke down, it would have caught on fire, and I'd have swam to shore. He said I can't guard that. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Oh my God! Wow, that's incredible.
Is anybody going to tell Gerald to pull the camera further away so it don't look like we're giving a dental exam? Like,
no, that was the best part of it, Dave. What are you talking about?
You're missing it.
Checking my ear hole because there's a lot of noise out here. I got some kids down here, and I think they're drinking moonshine. It sounds like they're trying to rebuild a transmission in the pool. I don't know what.
Oh man!
All I want to say, thanks for having me. Got to hang out with the whole up New Jersey crew, and now I got somebody, and I can't wait to see Pete at the Open. If he gets in one, we'll see if we can beat Pete's meet. Ike, you'll be up there. I mean, the first time I see you, I guess you guys y'all go on tour, Ike, the same week we do, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We go back soon, and we unlike you though, we only have 2 tournaments with the regular season. So you guys have a whole schedule. So for sure, G, I will see you up at Lake Oneida. Look forward to seeing you, and I want to wish you a lot of luck, man. I want to see you back at the Classic. Want to see you complete that. I know that's something you want to. You've got 2 AOYs, that's a feat in itself. There's not a lot of people walking the face of the earth that have 2 of them, and I know a Classic win would really solidify your career. So I'm looking forward to seeing you back at the Classic. I want to see you win that thing.
You know me well, man. I want to wish you guys the best. Go down there to Florida and smash them. Big partner, y'all stay cool. I'm going to call it a night. I actually getting up to head back to Gunners for tomorrow, and guess what? After lunch, I'll be back out there chucking that big plug one more time.
There you go. Good luck, G. There you have it, everybody. Gerald Swindle.
End is here.
Joining us on Ike Live. It's pretty amazing. Gotta tell you, that was pretty good. I don't know that I've seen a passage like that, an air passage.
That canal?
That canal, Dave. What about that canal, Dave? That ear canal.
No, I mean it's not the best I've ever seen.
Wasn't bad. I mean,
I liked it. I like the parts where he was so close, it sort of borderline looked like a pussy.
No, I just want to know how his teeth are on TRT. Oh, I mean, them teeth look great. Those teeth have triceps and biceps on them, man.
Yep.
Rich, did we have anything else come through the IMs that we didn't get to? Jay, I know the audio was a little tough there.
I got a feeling that the IMs is going to be like Gerald's ear canal.
That was the star of the show.
Hi,
Rich.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I got people on the message board claiming that I cheated today in this tournament, and it's pulling my head in a little different direction.
Ah!
I can't figure out how only fishing 5.5 hours in a tournament is an advantage, and going through hoops to put to fix my hydraulic line and covering my whole body in hydraulic fluid can be cheating in any way. But here we are. Here we stand.
Wow.
Hey, Rich, are you getting trolled, or is it honestly somebody you know?
I don't know. They won't. They're hiding behind a message board name.
Show yourself.
Show yourself, you troll.
You coward.
Hey,
show yourself.
I could see where it happened though, because you went to get your hydraulic line fixed. You came up the Palatine Lake real quick. You launched here.
Yeah.
You caught 5 that weighed 17 and 5 casts, and you went back there and launched again. I get it. I can see that.
That's exactly what happened. But here's the deal.
None of those people win a prize.
I called the tournament director. I told him everything that was going on. I have all the phone calls from the entire day documented. And when I launched the boat again, I took a video of myself with my live wells empty. So what's up?
There you have it.
Woo!
Plus, you have a video of you using vice grips and duct tape to try to fix hydraulics, right?
yeah. I got that.
Well, Riz, if you keep winning like you're winning these days, you can get used to people trying to take shots at you.
Yeah. You're
Just
becoming
don't dye your hair
the
red.
next Mike Senator.
I was going to say you're going to be more hated than... never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, Pete, who was the guy back in the New Jersey Federation days that won a lot, and everybody would accuse him of cheating?
Well, he did cheat.
Oh, he did cheat. Well, that's a good reason then. What was his name, though? Do you want to say his name? Just say his first name.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he cheated or not.
Say his first name. That's all you need to say. Kirk. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude was. There was all kinds of controversy, fish traps, and all kinds of weird stuff.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was.
I disagree. James Kirk would never do anything like that, dude.
What did he say?
James Kirk.
Yeah, that guy was a straight shooter, but this other guy, I'm not so sure.
Dude, James Kirk would go dukes up against a green alien. Like, he didn't even try to use the phaser. He would fist fight an alien, dude. That's the man.
And he would talk to him first. He'd be
Well,
like,
he would. Then he would go elbows in, dukes up, man.
"You are an alien. Let's fight."
Rich, you got anything not related to you on the message board?
Hating on the handsome Riz, man. Those bastards. They're such cunts.
I gotta admit, I'm feeling the love from like 99% of the message board, because there was a lot of people like you on our message board, Brian, that went into full bore attack mode.
That's what's up.
On whoever was calling me out. So
Attack.
thanks, guys. Love you.
Attack them pricks.
Ed Cowan's chiming in with snagging bedfish was one of the big accusations against Mr. Kirk.
Against Kirk. Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah, and you know, there is speaking of snagging bedfish, there's a MLF guy right now that has a little controversy surrounding him.
Yeah, what's up with that? That was a month ago.
Yeah, that was a month ago.
Or two.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
Huh.
Nothing's happened about that. So,
shame there wasn't video evidence.
I don't know.
Oh, there was.
There was.
No, I honestly I didn't follow it. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. That was a good interview. I like G. Every time we have G on, it's good. No, I mean the audio sucked.
Yeah, the reception. His ear was amazing.
Now, do you think, Brian DeCarpenter, you think if we would have did Skype, it would have been better?
Absolutely not.
You don't think? Why not?
Can we hear Pete?
I can hear
Dave?
Pete.
Can we hear it? It was his service.
You think?
I know it was.
Oh.
Come on, move on to something important.
I hate Zoom. I think Skype's better.
Oh, shh.
I want to go back to Skype.
All
right.
Mike Pete is going to be a next customer on the IM board.
All right, let's do this. Let's do our MTB unboxing. And
Mike, before you do that, Mike, hold on. Gerald said that it's something new. He said he wants to beat Pete's meat. Did you anybody heard that? Heard that?
Oh yeah, I heard that before.
I've been saying that for years, Dave.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I'm sorry. I haven't been there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good.
It's a major hashtag, Dave. Everybody wants to do that.
I'll shut up and just go back to my fire then. Go ahead.
Just letting you know. That's all. Yeah, so Mike, so when do you leave?
Wednesday. I said Wednesday.
And when? Okay, and when you coming back?
I said Monday.
No, seriously.
Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That quick a turnaround?
The following Monday.
Okay. Driving back, or are you leaving your rig?
Driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you got after that?
And then a couple, let's see, about 2 or 3 weeks break, and then Champlain.
Man, Champlain, huh?
Champlain, the second week of July.
Second week of July.
Yep.
Wow.
Real good tournament. It's going to be a good one. Launching, Pete, I think you'd find this interesting. Launching out of Burlington and not Plattsburgh.
Whoa.
How about that?
Is it? That's an MLF tournament?
MLF, the last tour of the year. Yeah.
No kidding.
You remember what happened last time we launched out of Burlington?
I remember. I think everybody remembers that.
I think that's a sign, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
You
should try to stay in the same house.
I should try to find the same house. You're right.
See if Milch can bring up some big giant sausage.
Pork roll. 4:30 a.m. Sizzling pork roll.
Yeah. The rest of the country don't know about pork roll.
No, you can't sleep because it's sizzling. Man.
Fired up.
All right, here we go. Once again, Ike Live, the only live podcast that does a MTB unboxing. I don't know if that's totally accurate, but there was the sound. You heard the pop. We're going to open up this MTB box. Oh, and this one is loaded. I love when I open up one and it's filled to the brim, Brian the Carpenter, as this one is. Man, a lot of really cool stuff. Let me see. I'm going to pick something. You know what? I'm going to go off the wall here and pick something here, different here, Brian the Carpenter. I'll pass you this. And I got to go with this one because of the time of the year. And I want to tell you a little bit about why I picked it, too. We've got a walking topwater. It looks a lot like a Sammy. Brian the Carpenter, you remember the Sammies?
Yeah.
The Lucky Craft Sammies. Looks a lot like a Sammy. It's a stick bait. It's got a little bit of an upturned tail. But the reason I picked this, I want you to see that. Look at this color pattern on this. Definitely a very unique color pattern. It's got gold, pink, with vertical black bars going down the side. So great yellow perch imitation. And what a better time of the year than right now to fish topwater, right? You've got post-spawn fish, early summertime pattern. Really, really cool topwater. And it's called the Cowboy Topwater by Castaic.
By Castaic, huh?
Yes.
The Cowboy.
Yes, the Cowboy. Brian Carpenter, what do you got over there?
Well, I'll just run through the rest of the box here, Michael.
Okay.
We got Carl's is making their own line of soft plastics. So we've got some beaver-style soft plastics. It's a little juniors, blue-black. We have a Booyah's popper with a lip on it. I've seen it, never thrown it.
Zell Roland.
I don't know what the hell. Why, did Zell start doing that?
I think.
A popper with a lip on it?
Does it have Zell's name on it?
The prank.
Zell Roland.
We've got a little DNL tackle jig.
Ooh.
This actually looks good. I bet that beaver would look sweet on the back of it. Little jig. Little finesse jig. Nice looking jig. And a Bagley's, another topwater bait. Heavy on the topwater in this.
Heavy.
Seasonal.
Seasonal,
Topwater season, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Pete, what do you got over there, Pete?
Man, I'm picking the Z-Man spinnerbait out of my box.
Ooh.
Because it's got Luke Clausen on the picture, on the package.
Fluke Klaugenstein?
That's it. Cool Z's on the blade. It's a sharp looking spinnerbait. Z-Man. And I got tons of stuff like the Googans. Have a flatworm. Drop shot bait. And a big old beaver style bait by X Zone.
Nice.
I like some of these stuff. I've been seeing this.
X Zone.
I've been seeing some of the Japanese baits come across. And Mike, you brought some of these back with you. These big giant bluegill profiles.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I've been seeing a lot of them lately, and I know you Berkeley even had one with you.
Yes.
The Beast, wasn't that the Beast?
Yes.
A big giant bluegill profile.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing more and more of those these days.
It's the neck, Pete. I'm telling you, it's the next big thing. And you could actually get them right now on Tackle Warehouse.
Yes,
you know,
can.
they carry some of those Japanese brands, and you can get them now. But that bigger bluegill style profile soft plastic is the next big thing. Mark my words. It's the next big thing.
You were ahead of your time.
I'm telling you. I'm excited because I don't want to let too much out of the bag, but I have a brand new Berkeley bluegill style bait in the works right now. We're about 90% done. It's going to be launched at Virtual ICAST this year.
Virtual ICAST.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know how that's going to work, but we're launching it at Virtual ICAST this year.
I'm boycotting Virtual ICAST.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just pissed.
No, you're not, Brian. We're doing virtual ICAST. You just
there
don't
we go.
know.
I'm doing it. It's going to be awesome. I encourage everyone to check it out.
It's going to be great.
It's amazing. It's going to be great. I got a couple shout outs. Our boy Steve Donis, our artist, Steve Donis, is launching his website, istaytuned.com, where you can get shirts and posters and all kinds of Steve's awesome art. So check out his website. And our buddy Frankie Provolone with Slay Nation's got a little something going on. One of these online tournaments, Slaying for Heroes. It's a June online fundraising tournament for Sheepdog Fishing Network, a veteran-owned organization that helps with suicide prevention amongst veterans, EMT, and first responders through outdoor recreation. Part of the Slay Nation Give Back Tour. It's a nationwide event, a team format. You get paired. You pair up with with another guy who's got to be in a different state than you, and then it's through TourneyX. Entry fee $37 per guy. Fishing from the bank, a boat, all the above. 5 fish. I think it's 5 fish per angler for the entire event. So, for example, like Rich, if you were in this event, the fish that you caught today, the fish that you caught, well, shoot, June starts tomorrow, right? So, any fish like in the that you're catching in the Chesapeake, you can also enter those fish that you're weighing in those tournaments into this online tournament. You just have to have your catch board in your boat with you. But pretty cool deal, and for an awesome cause. So check that out. Slaying for Heroes. I'm going to try to get involved. I think I got somebody hit me up in my DMs about partnering up, so I'm going to try to get all up in that deal. Roz, what do you got, man? You're awful quiet.
I'm psyched to see you and Dave in the Ike Live boat build competing.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome or terrible.
Well, either way, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to see a win. Wonder how many other dudes are going to do that strategy.
I don't know. I know. A buddy of mine just hit me up about jumping in a tin boat. So it can be one.
It can be one.
Let me weigh in on that.
Yeah.
In the month of May, I think it's very challenging to win. In the Northeast Creek, but in the month of June, you got post-spawn fish. You could be a player.
Yeah,
could happen, especially because the grass and all those other places are going to draw the field out.
Yeah,
you'll be fishing by yourselves.
Split them out.
Oh, we won't be by ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, also shout out to my son Luke, who turned 19 today. So.
Yes. Happy 19th.
Yep.
Yes.
He started a new job this week at the University of Penn.
Cool.
Started last Monday on Memorial Day. He actually started
Nice.
doing science stuff, research.
Very cool.
NASA funded project.
My grandmother worked at University of Pennsylvania for 40 years or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's not going to work tomorrow.
No.
I think the bridges are shut down to Philly.
Are they? Oh, yeah.
But we ain't getting into that.
Nah, we ain't talking about that.
Nah.
Dave, you want to get into it?
Nope.
Negative.
He just said no.
Yeah, we had to talk about before the show. About let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about it.
Ryan will be on his apology tour and for the rest of the year, dude. I'm not even getting in
comments.
Apology tour.
Damage control for Dave's.
Yeah.
Dave's.
And I will tell you this too for both Dave and Brian. You guys fishing that, and Pete knows too. He probably won't tell you any of it because he's your competitor. But there's a lot of stuff there in that area that's not obvious. That's not right on the bank and visible, with your eyes. I mean, it's definitely worth putting a day or two in and looking around a little off the beaten path there too.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no way we're just going to jump in blind and
win. Yeah.
That don't happen.
No, there's some special stuff there. That's on the bank.
We'll get disqualified somehow, and we'll go and drink. Hey, Mike, more importantly, for the kayak tournament, Mama Mel here is going to get involved in it and fish in the other Hobie that I got off you.
Yes.
Mama Mel's going to fish the kayak tournament, man.
Right on,
Has Mama Mel been out in the Hobie yet? The other Hobie?
Nah, dude, I've been working on this wall I'm building around the house fortifying the place for impending doom.
The Great Wall of Brodzik?
Yes. The fullest wall of doom, dude. Yes. We got choke points, and we got choke points for people to come in, and it's all about an ambush. You know what I mean?
Now, wait a minute, Dave. Didn't you say you're having some kind of party, backyard party, once the COVID goes away?
It'll never happen.
No, Brian's. Yes, I am going to have an outside fight party, and it'll be invitation only.
Yeah.
And we're going to get after it.
Oh, man.
Nobody's going to
get take temperatures at the door?
Taking temperatures. Rectal.
Hold on, Brian. What'd you say?
Rectal temperature.
No, Brian, what did you say?
I said nobody's going to get invited. you have one party 8 years ago. No, it might have been longer than that. It was like UFC 100.
Brock Lesnar just came in the UFC.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone at least on these 4 screens will be invited. All right, Mike, Pete, and then Riz. All right.
Triple Z's.
Allegedly. Oh, and also we've got another Bass U live this Thursday with Johnny Cruz going to be on. He's going to get on and do a lot of soft stick bait rigging. So you know how a couple years ago they did that 48 ways to rig a 48?
Yeah.
Which is basically 48 ways you can rig a stick bait, a Senko, whatever your stick bait of choice is. And so we're going to go down a lot of that.
I like it.
Live rigging of sorts.
I
think it'll be good, man.
Make sure you corner John about the chicken. Dude, the chicken has been...
Chicken rig.
Riz will tell you, Brodzik will tell you. The chicken has been my go-to rig these last couple months, Pete. Unbelievable.
Why'd you say Brodzik will tell you?
Well, because I fished with Dave 2 or 3 times in the kayak, and I caught him a lot of the trips we went. I caught him on the chicken.
Do you think he paid attention?
Probably not.
No.
No.
No, he was more worried about how soon he can get done and go home.
We were social distancing, dude. We were like 100 yards apart the whole entire time. Keep Governor Murph happy, dude.
Yeah.
Chicken rig. Chicken! Yeah, it was a great show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. The only thing we didn't do, did you want to pick a winner for the Ike Live gift bag?
Yeah, Rizzler.
We got a Facebook
share. All right, Riz, we got a winner for this Ike Live gift bag.
We sure do. It's a world-renowned Ike Live 25-pound gift bag, and our winner for that is Brett Lonadeer.
Brett Lonadeer?
I will be contacting you via social media to give you your gift bag. So I'll need your contact information.
Yes. Send your contact.
Hey, Riz, I bet you Chris from New York hates you because when I used to work the IM, he won every single time. Dude.
Chris is my boy. He's
shit now that you're in charge, bro.
No way. We still send him stuff. He wins all the time. Watch now. Next show, he's gonna win like 7 different things.
He just changed his username.
Yeah,
because you're giving it out to other people, bro.
Different names.
Was in when me and Brian were in charge.
He's mad. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. I want to thank, of course, our in-studio guest, Brian the Carpenter, producer of the show. I want to thank Dave Brodzik. I want to thank Riz for handling IMs. And, of course, the Dean, Pete Lusick, for chiming in. And, of course, I want to thank Mr. Gerald Swindle for taking time out. He took time out of his vacation. That was cool, man.
He did.
Even though the Straders were sleeping on the couch.
I think that was fake, Mike. Who can sleep like that on a recliner?
I don't know. He looked out to me. I don't know.
Do they not have beds?
I don't know, man. I think he was just trying not to talk. I never slept on a recliner like that ever, dude.
I don't know.
I guess they don't have beds.
I don't know.
In Alabama.
Maybe.
Or cell service.
Or cell service.
Like those mosquito nets. I don't know.
I don't know.
In Vietnam, they got mosquito nets. Whatever. I hate you.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the good news. When we come back for the next Ike Live, Brian the Carpenter, which will be in a couple weeks, we're going to have a couple winners. We'll have a winner of a Bassmaster event. We'll have a winner of a Major League Fishing tournament. Things will be semi-back to normal. So, we're going to hopefully get the crew back. We're hopefully going to get everything back. I feel like June 6th is what I heard on offices opening back up. So if that's true, if that holds true, I think you're going to see an Ike Live like we're used to. We'll have a crew back here in the studio. So looking forward to that. What else you got,
Mike? Hey, Mike, listen, Mike, I've been getting secret messages from Brian's Torpedo, and I've been contacted by Brian's Ghost.
Ooh.
Wow. You mean physically contacted?
Telepathy.
What do you mean? Tell us more.
So I don't know. I think next time we have our live show, we're definitely going to have an update from Brian's Torpedo as well as Brian's Ghost.
Wow, Brian's Torpedo and
Brian's Huffy.
Brian's Huffy.
Brian's happy has its own Instagram.
I saw.
That thing does sign language. That can't talk. That one.
Oh my God,
dude! Hold on. In these riots, did you watch every governor?
Help himself.
Every governor was talking with no one who does sign language is rioting. Like they had a sign language guy for the rioters, dude. Like I don't know. I had enough. I'm sorry. I'm
Brian, Dave will just mute himself. You don't even need to.
No, I just want to say, if anybody watched the last show, we brought Dave in, and I had to escort him off the air within like a minute. Browsic didn't talk to me for a week.
Mike, I can't hear you. Mike, I really can't hear you, Mike.
I just started talking to Brian like 2 days ago after that. We'll bring it up. I'm not ready to recover yet.
The best thing is after you hung up on Dave, he sent me a text and it said, Brian, worst producer ever, with an exclamation point.
No, Mike, listen to me. Mike, first he tells me that he doesn't need me and I don't need to come on, so I'm good. Me and my wife start watching The Last Kingdom, a new show we're watching. Guys, like you got to get through 5 episodes of Last Kingdom, then it's legit. It's like a combination, like they're like cheating off Vikings and Game of Thrones. It's not as great, but absent like that stuff, it'll fill the void. Anyway, he tells me, then he sends me, then he hits me with Jewish guilt and says like, dude, like where you at? I need you. Get on the air. So I call in. Then he hangs up on me.
Literally, none of that is true, except for maybe the TV show he was watching.
Brian.
Oh, Dave, you got the same messages I said to everybody else. Your dumbass just don't know how to read and interpret the English language, dummy. All the ripping you do on me, I did one thing and you talked to me for a week.
Let me tell you something.
You got nothing.
No.
You got nothing.
I'm still not recovered yet.
Yeah, Dave, take us home.
I blame you for this monster. All right?
What monster?
I blame you for the monster known now as BTC, which is Frankenstein back in Transylvania days. You are now like Dr. Frankenelli, all right? Because you created this monster known as Brian the Carpenter.
I did not.
Yelling at people on the stage, yelling at people on set, yelling at poor Charles, the nicest guy in the world that could sell nuns.
You just digging shit up to get yourself out. You screwed up. All right, Pete, what do you got, buddy?
Dave, by the way, you have a new category dedicated to you on the iClive YouTube channel.
Oh.
And it's called Dave's Darkness. And you just gave me another social media clip and something for the YouTube folder. Thank you.
Yes, Dave's Darkness. Another character spawned out of the show. I like it.
Yeah.
And Pete with a new name tonight. Of course, Pete Silt is a new one. We'll add to the list.
Silt.
Yes, Pete Silt. Yeah, Pete Silt.
Pete Silt.
Yeah, and Gerald's ear.
And Gerald's ear, we also have to add to the list. So this was successful. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Great show. We'll keep you in the loop on when we'll be back, probably in a couple of weeks. And hopefully you'll see the crew back in here. I want everybody to have a great night. Be safe, and we'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Hi. Today we're going chest to chest in the Dr. Squatch lather test. On that half of Mike's impressive chest, we're rubbing him down with 3 name brand bars. The result? A sad, milky film of disappointment. How's that feel, Mike? You see, Big Soap cuts corners and strips out all the sudsy goodness in order to make production cheaper. But not Dr. Squatch. Don't worry, Mike. Dr. Squatch soap retains all the natural ingredients, which creates a rich, foamy lather, leaving your skin healthy, soft, and clean. Ooh, looks like Squatch is taking over this peck party. How do you feel now, Mike? Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. When we say it lathers, it f***ing lathers.
You deserve glorious lather. Take the lather challenge for yourself today.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
Might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27-incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at the size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it. You can't even see it, man. That might be a keeper.